Hello, everyone. I am just going to give it a few minutes. Hopefully, the notification goes out. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. You know me. Actually, it's pretty good for I'm only like 5 minutes late. um, Hi, Michelle. Good to see you here. I gave you a wrench. Mr. Smith, you will stay awake. We just spoke before my live. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm just talking to my roomie next door. Just gonna give it a few minutes. Usually notification does not go out for my channel, but we'll see what happens. Hey Bella, how are you? Not bad on time. Yes. Yes, not bad at all for me. Sometimes I've had to reschedule and reschedule. Depends on what's going on in this fucking insane asylum. Hey Adam, how are you? Sorry, I just need a drink of water before I get started. So this one's gonna be a little bit different, this live. First off, I'm gonna start off with the things that I'm allowed to say or can say at this particular point in time. Um, and as I go on, that will start to make more sense. If you could share this out specifically, if you're in another country, that would be extremely helpful. And in the days going forward, for the next little bit, I'm going to need help from people that are not located in Canada. I know I've mentioned this many, many times, but I don't think people really understand just how very censored we are. So what the lovely, toddlers of the land have done is because they're so afraid of free speech and people with differing opinions, they have censored not only what we say, but what we see, what we stream, everything. We can't even share news outlet on social media platforms anymore, which I find hilarious because they run the media. So they're actually kind of screwing themselves. um, Mr. Five, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, hey, Adam. Hey, David. Hey, a girl. Nice to see everybody. Good to see that some people are getting notifications. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit different. Now, before I get started, you guys know me. You know that I am extremely straightforward, blunt, honest. It's really hard and difficult for me to beat around the bush. But for the next few days, I'm going to have to do that because there's only certain information that I can release at this time that is going to keep people safe. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you now, in a few days it will. And as soon as I can release all of the information, I will absolutely be doing that. And when I do that, like I said, I really need people from other geographical areas other than Canada to get the message out. So first, let me explain to you kind of what's going on. Mr. 5U Charmer. He is a charmer. And you know what? Before I get started, everyone send good, positive vibes to my buddy, Mr. Smith, because he's been going through it. Um, and you know what? He just needs some positive vibes sent his way. And I refuse to accept any negative news in his, like, nobody's taking him anywhere. And I will fight any doctor that tries to tell him that any different. Okay. You just give him my number. Or if I have to like come down to the triangle of death to your doctors to set them straight, I will, because you're not going anywhere. Okay, so let me fill you in on what's happened, and then I'll fill you in on what's about to happen in very short order. Now, you're going to really want to pay attention to this channel. And on my community page, I have also shared my Twitter, and I have never used Rumble in my life, but I'm going to start learning how to use that platform because from what everybody tells me, they allow a little bit more. But it's okay. So let me tell you what happened. So on the 20th of September, in Canada, I can only speak for Canada. I don't know what it's like around the world. And the reason why I talk about all of this stuff is because we are so sheltered and we are so censored that we don't know. And unless we actually have, old school conversations, we don't know. We just assume it's like that everywhere because this is how we've been forced to live for the last few years. So what's been happening, and I've talked about this before, is they're really pushing this transgender thing. And let me make myself clear when I say the transgender thing, it's not about that. for me. Like, I don't care if you're gay, straight, I don't care if you're bi, I don't care anything. Like, live your best life, do whatever makes you happy. But the reason why people are getting upset about it is not only is it forced down our throats, like so obnoxiously, but the real problem, the heart of the problem, is that they're teaching very young children, like minor children, this stuff in school. And not just are they teaching it to them, but they're saying, don't go home and tell your mommy and daddy. Now, I'm not a parent, but if I were, I would have a serious issue with that. Okay. Because I know I grew up from a different. And things that don't make sense to me, like you have to be 18 to see a restricted movie. You have to be 16 in Canada, or in Ontario, I should say, to drive. You have to be 19 in Ontario to be able to drink. But they are showing minor children. Now they're starting to call them mature minors. So that means under the age of 11. Explicit materials. And in my opinion, and like I said, I don't have kids, but in my opinion, that these children are impressionable. Okay. And I'm concerned for the next generation that is going to be leading the world one day. Hopefully, I'm long gone by then and don't have to see the repercussions of this. But, there's a certain method to the madness of why they're doing this. In my And there's a reason why people are standing up for this, because a lot of people are pulling their kids out of the public schools now because of this issue. It's getting really serious. Okay. So on September 20th, we had a 1 million person march all across Canada. Every major city participated. I'm sure the media didn't cover that. The biggest rally from what I've seen was Ottawa. And the Muslims and everybody united and joined together and are expressing their concerns because they have minor kids that are in school. And, if there was full transparency, I don't think anybody would have an issue with it. But the fact that they're saying, this is just between us and don't go home and tell your mommy and daddy, that's not cool. Okay. If you have to hide it, there's something wrong. And that's just my personal opinion, not just about this issue, but any issue. Like, if you have to hide something from your kids or your parents or your spouse or what have you, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Just my opinion. Yeah, they don't tell anything. This is why, like, channels like us are extremely important, but we're so shadow banned that we can't get the message out. Okay, so this is why I'm asking you guys to please have my back, especially in the next few days when you realize what's about to happen. Okay. So, like I said, these protests were happening in every major city across Canada. Like, we had well over 1 million people. Like, I've never actually seen Canada stand up so much. Okay, but it's getting so next level that and we're not being heard. Okay, of course, mention is. And I know that won't make sense to you at this moment in time, but it's going to within the next, I'm going to say, 4 to 5 days at the very most, probably sooner. Okay. And this is killing me inside because I don't like to not just be straight up, because I'm always 100% straight up. Whether you like what I have to say or not, I really don't care. But my theory is I have this thing with, like, brutal honesty. I'll address the chat in a minute. Sorry to everybody that I've missed. Hello to everybody. Thank you for being here. Please share this out. But let me just get this point out, okay? So that's what's happened. Now here's what's about to happen that I can share at this time. So as you guys are aware, in January, late January of 2022, there was a trucker convoy. And it's basically where Canada stood up, which that's the first time I've ever seen that in my lifetime, and I'm 186. Ha! And it was a proud moment for a lot of us because, again, I can only speak for our country and our geographical area, but we were in lockdown for 2 years. And, like, if you want to put people mental health going down, suicides going up, drug addiction going out of control, homelessness, everything. Like it really, and now what we're seeing is the ramifications of all of that. Okay. I've never all for different reasons. The younger people are dying, just healthy, normal people dropping dead of a heart attack, different reasons. It's just, we're starting to see the results of what the last few years have done to people. Okay. So now what's happening, and this is where I have to choose my words wisely, is there's going to be another convoy. Now, there's certain things I can talk about openly. And then there's other things that I have to be very cautious of, and that's for people's safety, security, and to make sure there's no interference. But there is another convoy coming up where we're calling it East Meets West, Convoy 2.0. And originally it was supposed to be around the same time as the March for Children. The 1 million March for Children is what it's called. And if you want to learn more about it, if you're on Twitter, look up that hashtag and you'll see just how many people really did stand up, because Canada has this thing where they're afraid of the truth. Okay. In my opinion. So it was put off by a few days because we didn't want the signals to get crossed, and we wanted each issue to stand on its own. Okay. So now the next thing that's coming up, and we've known this for a long time. I'm not surprised they are playing with my media, with my audio. Please let me know when it happens. Every time I cut out, please put a 1 in the chat so I know what I need to repeat, because this is important and it needs to get out there. And whenever I talk about things that people need to know, it's either StreamYard or YouTube that messes with my audio. So if my audio does cut out, please start putting a 1 in the chat every time it does, and I will repeat the information because this needs to be known. People need to be paying attention. The message will be out there loud and clear within a few days, but this is what I'm allowed to say at this time. There is another convoy coming. I don't know what part you didn't hear. People are coming from the East Coast and the West Coast. Locations are being withheld. This has been so hush-hush that we have not been able to speak openly about it on social media or even on phone calls for that matter, or text messaging. Like we went back to the old days of meeting in person and sharing information that way. Now, we had one in January of 2021, and we showed the world not only how to do it, but we also learned a lot of lessons from that. We seen police and military turn on its own people, which was shocking to a lot of us. But we also learned from that. I can put the link in the video once it posts because I'm on my cell phone and I can't. But if anybody is a moderator in this group and you're on Twitter, please look up the hashtag 1 million March for Children. It was trending all friggin' day yesterday. Like it was massive, massive. And it's still going on. Okay. And I find it odd that, they keep it hidden. And the reason why they keep it hidden is because look what the trucker convoy last time inspired the entire friggin' world to do. Well, wait till you see how this one goes. So there have been people that have been networking that were all on the same page. And we knew there was going to become a time when they were going to start pushing back, and they have been for quite some time. And the people are now at a point where it's like, fuck around and find out. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Check it out. You can watch videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. And it's worth exploring, because if it isn't in your hometown now, or if it isn't in your state now, or in your country now, it's coming. Okay. Believe me when I tell you. They're going after all of the Commonwealth countries first, where Canada is the test pilot for these things. And if we just continue to do the Canadian way of saying sorry too much and being friggin' doormats, and we allow this shit to continue, then it's pretty much essentially game over. Now, once I get my message out, I'm going to open the panel, and there's a few people that I would love to have come on and discuss their thoughts. And you guys know who you are. Hey, Chris, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you got my message. I haven't seen you forever. I thought you were like kind of mad at me, and I thought didn't do nothing, but maybe you're just not getting my notifications. So what I can tell you at this time safely is that there are several people that, let's call them social media influencers, okay? That have always done this right from the get-go, and they have a good reputation. They have put out factual information. They've never misled anybody. They've never broken trust. They have proven themselves to, I don't want to use the word leader because that will get them in trouble. And nobody, from what I can tell from every social media influencer that I have watched, nobody is saying that they're an organizer. They're just passing along information because they have the platform to be able to get the message out. Now, the thing that I find really suspicious about this whole thing is usually Facebook is the most censored friggin' platform there is. That's why I really kind of can't stand it. But they're allowing all of this messaging to get out there. And I'm like, okay, so I see what's going on. They want to know what's happening. So I can safely say now, because of the point that we're at, is a lot of mixed messages have been going out over the last several weeks because they know something is up. And when I say they, I mean the powers that be. And we kind of wanted to throw them off the trail. I mean, last time we made the mistake of, making them know where we were every step of the way so they could be a few steps ahead of us. That's why now we're not doing that. And they're not going to be able to stop what's happening. Plans have been in motion by people, and I know nothing about the planning or who it is. I know like people that support this cause. I know people that 100% stand by this cause. But we are sick of everything. And it's time to put the Canadian aside, stop being doormats, and it's time. We knew there was going to be a time. So what the messaging, it's been all over the place to throw people off the trail, but they're leaving and they're not stating their destinations. Nobody's claiming to be an organizer because those people are still going through court as we speak. The Crown is seeking 2 to 10 years for mischief charges. Give me a friggin' break, okay? They let crackheads out and personally drive them home, I might add. But you get charged with mischief and you there people move have been for quite some time. Okay, thank you. My audio is screwed up again. Let's just put it this way. Can you hear me now before I go further? Yes, they are gathering intel. 100%. That's exactly what they're doing. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. Don't worry about being tardy. I'm retardy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Come on. Come on, YouTube. Don't fuck around. Hang on. Okay, good. You can hear me, put 2. When you can hear me, put quite some time. And they're not disclosing where they are, their travel, the route, the routes they're traveling, the destination. Okay. Oh, hi, Carol. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, I've really missed you. And I was so worried that you were upset with me. Can you hear me now? YouTube, please stop messing around. Like, I'm a nobody. My platform is small. You've taken bigger channels down. Knock it off. Like, seriously. Like, I don't even have 300 subs anymore. Like, you used to let me get away with so much more, and now you censor me. Like, give me a break. Thank you. I really missed you, Carol, and I'm really happy to see you because I was actually going to message you on Twitter and be like, I have no dog in this fight. Like, please come around. I miss you. So what I can tell you safely at this point is, again, people are en route. Destinations are not being disclosed at this time, but people have been planning this since the last one, meeting in person, and there's plans, which I cannot disclose at this time, for safety reasons, obviously. And yes, you're absolutely right, Mr. Smith. They're allowing us to get the information out so they can try and be a step ahead. And let them try. Let them try. That's all I'm going to say about that. They're not in any way, shape, or form prepared for what's about to come. Hang on, I need a drink of water. That's friggin' hilarious to make me laugh, Mr. Smith. It's taking too long. So now that I've gotten that part out, what they have said all along is that, we're kind of playing games with, with the game players, right? Don't want to get interrupted. We don't want to have any of our plans put off. And if they were smart and good at their jobs, they would let us. And before I continue on, I need to say this to anybody that is listening to my small little channel that is shadow banned beyond belief. And this goes out to law enforcement, judges, military, the armed forces, anybody that may be called in as a result to help attack patriot-loving Canadians who just really want to be left alone and live our lives and go back to a simpler time when people were not living on the streets and could afford food and could afford a roof over their head. We just want to live our lives and be left alone. And that's what it's all about. Like, I know I talk about politics, but it's not friggin' politics. It's about how it's affected real people. That's it. That's all. It's very simple. Like, and I can't stress that enough. And one day, when it's not such a touchy subject for me, I'll tell you just exactly how and what happened. But I'm not there yet. I want to be able to talk about it and not cry or be angry about it, because it is what it is and I got through it. But there's some people that didn't get through it. That's all I'll say about that. So this is something that I want to say to all of those people that I had just mentioned who think that they're doing the right thing and they're just following orders, which are not legal. You know that in your heart of hearts, they are not legal orders. You are being used as stool pigeons and you don't even know it. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. The first convoy that went to Ottawa, there was all kinds of people who were too willing to step up and be the stoolie and, oh, I'm just following orders and, oh, I'm doing this for a promotion. Well, the first police officer in Ottawa, Chief Slowly, lost his friggin' job during the thing. Then they brought in this other stool pigeon who had no problem going to stop on the people. His name was Steve Bell. And he thought he was going to work his way up to a promotion. Guess what? He didn't get the promotion. Ha! The mayor of Ottawa got booted. He lost his job too. And a lot of other people that were only following orders and just doing my job. Yeah, where are they now? Collecting unemployment. And one other thing I'd like to add is there was a cop that was so friggin' obnoxious and went on camera and said, oh, you know what? All the extra money from all the overtime that I worked in Ottawa from beating up innocent citizens got me my pool. Well, I'd just like to throw this out there. Check your pensions. You're doing it for your pension? Go in to your insurance company and check on your investments and see how many thousands of dollars are missing out of your pension. So I ask you to dig deep within the next days and weeks, and who knows how long this is going to go on ahead, that you need to pretend for a second you're not wearing that fucking uniform. You are a person with too much fucking power, and you need to stop tripping. You need to pretend that you're just a regular ass person who is struggling to make ends meet just like the rest of the world. And you need to start thinking strategically, because when you are no longer a useful idiot, you are going to be one of us. And what are you going to do? Okay. Now I'm going to drop it there because enough said. You can't make sense of the senseless, but I'm trying to appeal to these people, but they're fucking psycho and they're not going to listen anyways. But maybe I'll be that haunting voice when you go to lay down at night. Because don't tell me that I know what PTSD is. And there's some things you just can't unsee. And I know some of those cops, like some of them got off on it, you could tell. And others, you could see they were like crying behind their mask, behind their war tactical gear. And I hope that it fucking ruins you. And I know what PTSD does to a person. And if I wanted to be a real bitch, I would say, I hope you don't make it through PTSD. But I wouldn't even say that because I know how much of a struggle it is just to get through your days. But I hope you get the worst form of it, and it fucks with your head and your life in every way, shape, and form. Because you are the people that deserve to have it, not us good people like me, and I won't say who. If he wants to say, that's fine. But we know who we are, and we're good people, and we have a heart, and we have a soul, and we have a conscience, and we stand up for what's right. And we're the ones that suffer with it because we have a fucking heart, and these cocksuckers don't. Excuse my language, but this is where we're at. So what's planned in the next couple of days is there are certain destinations that there's going to be gatherings. And last time we were extremely peaceful. Our intent is the same this time. However, having said that, and I feel that I can say this openly because other social media influencers are saying the same thing openly, and they haven't had their videos removed or struck. But what they have said loud and clear repeatedly, and this is the same message going across all of these platforms with all of these guys who have been working behind the scenes and making this happen, is saying that, yes, we're going in peacefully, but if you think that you are going to go Gestapo on our asses and we're just going to stand there and take it this time, sorry about my dog barking. He always barks at the wrong time. Dakota, come here, babe. If you think we're going to stand there and let you beat us and trample us with horses and shit and just take it this time, no, we're not. Now, does that mean we are going in with the intent to hurt anybody? Absolutely friggin' not. Dakota, shut your face. Come here. I don't want to mute because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Dakota, it's somebody walking by. Knock it off. One sec. I have to yell at them, and I don't want you to hear me yelling at them. Hang on. Hold that thought. One moment. Hold, please. He's going to mark for a minute. Charlie Brown's teacher. See? Drives me insane sometimes. Now, I want to be clear about this intention. We are not going in there with the intent of any type of violence or anything of that nature. But Canadians are done being doormats, okay? And here's something I have a personal problem with, because I seen this video yesterday. It took place in Ottawa, okay? Very peaceful, elderly lady. And the Ottawa police seem to be the worst from what I can tell, from my experience, from what I've seen. This is just my opinion. But if a male officer cannot even legally search a female, what makes him think that it's okay to put his hands on her and assault her? I have such an issue with that. Sorry about my dog. I have such an issue with that. Dakota, shut your face. Come here. Come here, do you want this? Sorry, 1 second. Hang on, I gotta settle him down because it's about to get real. Hang on. Oh man, I thought I had him under control. Huh? Never. He's a dude. He does what he wants. Friggin' dink. I think it's fair to say the statement that again is the consistent messaging that's going around is that Canadians are fed up. We've had enough. We've been pushed around. We were assaulted and took it because maybe that's the way it needed to be at that time, to show the world exactly how far they're willing to go over a peaceful protest. Now, can you friggin' imagine if it wasn't peaceful, what they would do? We seen what they did. Okay. So that's why I'm trying to draw attention to this, because again, they're going to do everything they can to suppress this information and not get the truth out there. I lost my last channel from streaming in Ottawa. A lot of the live streamers that streamed in Ottawa that had a lot of information that did not make the police look very professional. Ironically, they've all lost their channels. But if they think for 10 seconds that thousands and thousands of us don't have backups upon backups on different devices and on different platforms, but anything they don't like, they just wipe off the internet, right? Like they just have these magical friggin' powers. Well, now there was a lot of assaults. Okay. Now it's funny how they pick and choose. Okay. So our human rights, I've talked about this before. Our human rights is, we thought that was like our holy grail. Well, it was challenged last year by the last signator that helped create that charter. And it was challenged, and we found out at the time that it's useless. Okay. But when I was having problems with that neighbor who kept threatening to kill me, when I went into the police station, what's hanging in the police station? Charter of Human Rights. Every time the police came to my house, what did they preach to me? Charter of Human Rights. And believe me, I have that on audio. And when I have the patience and the time, I'll play that. I can't even tell you how many times they said, well, we can't just, violate his human rights. Well, it's pretty damn funny when they decide just an honest, good person. What does that get you? It gets you assaulted. It gets you beat up. It gets you suppressed. It gets you charged. It gets you censored. It gets you labeled. Can you hear me now? Oh, dog's barking next door. He's going to lose his shit in a second. Can you hear me now? Press 2 if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Now, and thank you. Thank you. You guys are great. Please don't ever let me sit up here and talk to myself. That's something that actually pisses me off. Because on my end, obviously I don't know while I'm streaming that the audio is not being heard. So I think I'm getting my message out. And then when I watch the replay, it's like, oh, I just talked to myself for like 2 minutes and nobody heard a fucking thing I said. And it's pretty funny when I'm right over the target that they cut my audio, huh? And I'm just a friggin' nobody, you guys. I'm just a nobody. So now, there's a couple places that, like, if you know, Chris knows, like, there's a few of us that know because we've met with people in person to discuss this because our whole life is being monitored. Like, I have never even been to jail, but I feel like the restrictions they have on us are just a step above being in jail. Dakota, where's your ball? Where's your toy? Where's your Kong? Get it, and I'll put a treat in it for you. I gotta try and bribe my dog. You're absolutely right, Jane. That's the way it should go in a perfect world, but it doesn't. And it doesn't matter what type of video evidence you have to support that. Even the laws, okay, that like our Criminal Code of Canada, that I thought was very clear cut and dry, is now a matter of interpretation. And they pick and choose. And basically what the cops told me when I had that problem with the neighbor is all you've got to say is that you're a drug addict and have mental health issues and you can get out of almost everything. So I was like, you do realize you just told me how to break the law, and good thing I'm not a criminal, right? But maybe somebody else listening is. And now you know how to get out of it, huh? Like, give me a fucking break. Like, what is your prize? Your reward? solid, fucking genuine person, which, by the way, there's not many of those in this world anymore. What's your reward? Getting a kick in the ass. Fuck. Sorry, I just took a drink and I'm drowning. 1 second. I took a drink of my water and I almost drowned in it. Hold on. Oh my God. How retarded is that? I went down the friggin' tube. Well, I don't know. It seems very different. Like the law seems very, very different in America. I watched this one streamer. Actually, I've been like on a deep dive on his channel, and he's into true crime. And his name's Matt Cox, and he has like a lot of people that were in jail. They have really interesting stories. And the one thing I've noticed is that like there doesn't seem to be any consistency. One person with no criminal record could go to jail for something what you would consider to be minor and get like 26 years and serve 10. And then another guy with a lengthy criminal history can get 26 years and serve 12. Like it just, I don't understand. Like this is not something I even want to have knowledge in because I don't want to be a part of that world. Not saying I haven't done shady shit in my life, but I was smart enough not to get caught. Okay. And I knew the limit of what would be like, you know, should I do this? This is not a good idea. If I got caught, I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to be institutionalized like what I see from a lot of people. And I never could be. Like my birthday's tomorrow. I'm going to be 47. I've never been to jail. I've never even been in a holding cell. And at this point in my life, I definitely don't want a criminal record now. The first thing they do when you go to get a job is do a criminal background check. So how does that help anybody? Like I thought it was supposed to be rehabilitation, but it seems to me like you're putting more roadblocks in front of a person. So say for example, like, you know, all these guys that he has on his show, they get out and it's supposed to be rehabilitation. And it's like, okay, so now they get a job or try to get a job, but as a federal, what do you call it? Federal inmate, they can't get a job because they have a criminal record. Well, not only are you meeting people in jail to learn how to do things better, building a network, but now you're kind of setting them up to fail because you're not giving them the tools to succeed. You're forcing them to go back to the life that took them there in the first place. It doesn't make sense to somebody who doesn't live that life. It probably makes perfect sense to them because that's the way that they were brought up or they're used to that. But like to someone who's never even seen the inside of a jail cell, I know me in jail, we wouldn't be friends, okay? Like it just would not happen. Like I have a problem with like, you know, being told what to do. I know the rules. I know the line. You know, I know what I'm willing to do and not do. And I've always lived by, you know, if I wouldn't want it done to me, it's not something I'm going to do. I don't believe in stealing. I don't believe in lying. Like I'm an old school person. Okay. Like, I mean, we were brought up in a different time, like, and those people, we need to go back to those times. Yes, there is a difference. What's the difference? Here it's okay. So jail is like, 2 years less a day is like what do you call that? Is a provincial offense. Anything over 2 years is a federal offense. But I don't know the difference between jail and prison. Now, is there like okay, it's not provincial in the U.S. So what's the difference between Dakota? Shut your face before I give you a little love tap. Don't lip off to me. Hey, I'm the boss, not you. No more than an 18-month sentence. Yeah, there seems to be no rhyme or reason. It seems to be up to the discretion of the judge and the state, I think. From what I've observed, I know nothing, and I could be totally wrong. I'm not an American. This is just from what I've noticed watching all of these channels that interviewed like inmates. I find it interesting to listen to their stories. One thing I did learn is in the state of Washington, regardless of the crime, it's always a federal offense just because you're in the capital, not Washington State, but Washington, DC, which makes sense, right? What the hell? Sorry, I just got a message saying somebody's in the hospital, but I'll have to catch that later. Yeah, 2 years plus. Dakota, 2 years less a day is what you guys would call a state jail. We call it provincial, I guess. And then anything over 2 years is considered federal, which I think a federal prison in Canada and one in the US or other countries would look very, very different. I've watched, enough shows on TV and seen how things roll, and it's like, I'll tell you the straight up friggin' truth. Okay, some of those prisons in the U.S. I am not like I couldn't do. Hang on. Here, get over here. Shut your face. Here, look. Where's your damn ball? Sorry, guys. 1 second. I'm trying to find like something to put in his mouth. Shut his face. There you go. Look, there you go. Go get it. Yeah. Get your ball. Okay. In the states, that's generally state and or fed. Okay, wait, what did I miss? The police take you to jail and a judge puts you in prison. But there's no consistency with that either. I've seen some, for example, there is 4 guys from Coutts, Alberta that they made up they haven't even been charged. Dakota, shut the fuck up. Now you're starting to piss me off. Don't make me mad. Come here. Can't get mad on a Friday. That's my rule, okay? I've seen some of the jails in the US, but okay, so Coutts, Alberta, they made up these charges. They haven't even charged these 4 men. They won't even give them a bail hearing, and they've been held in jail for 600 days. That is not justice. That is not due process. That is friggin' bullshit. And they have no proof that any crimes were even committed. But they have political prisoners, and this is a whole new world to me because I don't even care about politics. What I care about is people. And the decline in people's mental health, the increase in suicides, drug overdoses, homelessness, people stealing food because they can't afford to eat, their mental health, the kids' mental health. You just see the effects of the last few years, and we were hit hard. I don't know about your area, so some of this might not even make sense to you. Like Florida, for instance, I don't even think they ever even had a lockdown. So if somebody in Florida, other than my friend Heather, come here, shut your face because you're really making me mad, and I don't get mad on Fridays. You know that. Stop it. She lived in Florida, and I don't even think they had one damn restriction. Huh. Yeah, puppy better not get in trouble. No, you can't get mad on a Friday. Like it's against my religion, which I don't even have. That's my religion. Okay, let me see what I missed. Yeah, there's no consistency from what I see. Like 2 guys can go out for the same crime. There was a story. Remember I was telling you about Matt Cox? Check out his channel. He does true crime, and his show's pretty fucking interesting, okay? And he was talking about this one situation. I think it was 3 or 4 guys. It was 3 guys, I believe. And they were going to do like a robbery at this house from this dude or something to that effect. But it was a setup by the DEA. They didn't know that, of course. The 2 guys go to the back door. One was the brother of the driver. Then when the guys got out of the car to go around to the back of the house, the DEA jumped out, ran to the back of the house. It was a setup. The driver and he got his leg blown off by the police, and his brother died, and he got charged with 2 murders, his brothers and his friends. Oh, you can't hear me? Damn it. Let me know when you can hear me, because I want to tell that story. It was insane. Did you hear that story? 3 guys, 2 brothers, and a friend. Come here. It's okay. The dog's going to go out, so now he's going to really lose his shit again. Welcome to my life, you guys. Dakota always wants to make an appearance. 3 guys, 2 are brothers. One was the driver. They were going to do a robbery at this house of this guy, whatever, whatever. They get out, they go to the back door, and it was a setup by the DEA. These guys obviously didn't know that. The one brother was, okay, shut up. I got to mute for 1 second. Hang on, because they're going to go by in a sec. Dakota, shut up. Because I can't listen here for the other dog. So they got busted. The driver heard shots. He tried to drive away. The cops stopped him. The driver got out and ran. Hang on, the other dog's going by. 1 sec. I'll be right back. Sorry, 1 sec, you guys. Don't go nowhere. It's a good story. Okay, he'll stop now. They're out. Okay. So the driver tried to drive away because he got scared after he heard the gunshots. Which he didn't realize that it was his brother and best friend being shot by the DEA. Stop. He tried to drive away. They blocked him in. Knock it off. You are a pain in the ass. Come here. Come here. Let me pet you. Yeah. Keep going. So then the driver drives away. They block him in. He gets out of the car, tries to run. The cops blow off his friggin' leg. So he loses his leg. His brother dies. His friend dies. Get up there. And he ended up getting charged with their murders. Does that make any sense to anybody? They said, well, but for, if you weren't there, you were in the commission of a crime, even though you didn't have a gun, even though you didn't try to break in the house. They charged him with his own brother and friend's murder. And he was sentenced to 30 years and he lost his damn leg. I hope you heard that story, because I see a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you heard that story. If you heard the story, press 2. Because it was crazy. I've never heard anything like it. Like, I don't even understand that. Like, how can you be charged for a murder? Your brothers and your friends without a weapon. They know he wasn't even there, but he was going to be the getaway driver. You lose your friggin' leg, and then you get charged with their murders. Like, huh? What? Like, I don't know, man. To me, as a non-criminal, or somebody who lives a fairly, what do you say? Fairly, I would say normal and compared to some of them. Life. I couldn't even imagine. And unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy good lawyers, you don't stand a chance. And it's set up that way. And I've seen so much hearing other people's stories that it makes my blood boil. And they do it on purpose to the people that don't have the resources, just because they do. So to me, as an outsider looking in with no dog in the game, I would say that we need a citizen body, because these people, the officials and all these powers, have no one to overlook them except themselves. Another example that I can relate to on a personal level, when I was having problems with that friggin' neighbor who kept threatening to kill me, I wanted to complain about the police because I felt like they were letting things escalate to the point that I was in real danger. And they even told me that. So I went into the police station to get these forms because I wanted to complain. And the first thing it says in this is like, oh, well, this won't result in disciplinary action towards the cops. This is just for training purposes. And it's like, wait, what? I didn't agree to that. Fuck you. Like, I want this guy to get suspended or go through some training or, no. Like, just because you are the law, you're not above the law. Let's get that straight. Like, let's pop that fucking big, huge ego head of theirs and get them back down to planet Earth here. Because it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but one day you will have to atone for your fucking sins. Whether it be legally, financially, or karma just has a funny way of fucking with people And sometimes I believe karma hits the wrong people, and other times it gets them right where they deserve to be. But either way, I believe what comes around goes around. And the best part is when you can just sit back with your fucking popcorn in your lawn chair and watch it all happen and say, haha, motherfucker, how's it feel? So now, having said that, I'm going to post the link. And if anybody would like to come up, and even if you don't agree with my theory, you're more than welcome to. Because again, by having conversations, that's how we learn. That's how I've learned a lot of things. And how every country, state, province is different, how every legal system is different, how laws are different, how everything's different. And I love that knowledge. And I don't trust the news, and I don't trust even doctors at this point. I trust people that I know that have lived it, because that is the truth. You can never change that. They cannot erase that. They cannot erase your experiences, your lessons, your time on this earth as much as they want to. They cannot erase that. Well, they can if they want. Go ahead and give her. Don't think I'm not going down without a fight. Have you ever known me not to fight? So all I'm going to say is in the next few days, specifically the next week, watch this space. It's about to get interesting. They said be ready to go on a couple days' notice. They put the notice out. People were already in transit prior to that because of safety reasons, and it was the right call to make. Some of them are already where they're supposed to be. Again, you know, when you're playing dirty, you gotta play their game, right? So for all we know, everybody's already where they need to be. and that would be friggin' brilliant. And we're dealing with some pretty smart people here. Hang on, I need a drink of water. Pray for me that I don't drown, okay? Who drowns in water? Having a drink of water. This moron right here does. That's who. Did I just say pray for me? I don't pray, okay? I always say sending positive vibes, because, like, that's just my opinion. I don't want to offend anybody. It's not a popular opinion, but I believe in things that I can see. It's hard to have faith when life has given you many reasons not to have that faith. But I respect that it is an unpopular opinion, and I don't want to offend anybody in that regard. So I understand that I'm a minority in that area, and I'm okay with it. So that's why I usually don't talk about religion or politics, because that used to be the Canadian rule. You don't want to piss people off. But when they start taking our voices away, when they start telling you that if you see your neighbor doing this, we're going to set up a snitch line and purposely cause division, people need to start thinking on a deeper level and realize that it was a strategic move. And if you look up the key points to the art of war, it's the playbook. They're going by the playbook. And, you know, when you are dealing with a strong body, you need to weaken them, and you need to find the weakest link, and you need to go after that. And what would be someone's weakest link? Their kids. Now, does it make sense why they're doing what they're doing? I tried to listen to the audiobook of that. But the guy's voice is so friggin' monotone and so boring that, like, I can't. Like, I friggin' can't. Oh, yes! I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Hello, Mr. Smith. How are you?
Hey.
I'm glad to see you. I'm really glad to see you. Me and tried calling you last night, but I know you said you went to bed early. And it was probably a good decision.
I saw you called. I went to bed probably like 2.5 hours before that. That's fine. No big deal.
No, I know. Troc's like, you called because he might answer for you. And I was like, no, I don't think so. He's going to bed early now, so.
No, I'm telling you, like, nope. Didn't, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I'm not to interrupt real quick, but I'm also following Doc's orders on cutting back on my drinking. So,
Yeah. Well, like I told you before I started this live and I texted you to let you know I was going live. I was like, who even trusts freaking doctors at this point? That's how bad it's gotten.
oh, I know. Yeah. It's been a long. Well, for me now, it's been a long month and shit, a week going through all this stuff. Yeah, it fucking sucks, but whatever.
What was the first thing I freaking said to you when you told me about these problems? I was
I
like,
know.
either a kidney stone or a bladder infection that went to your kidneys.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. They've only diagnosed 2 things, but I have to get. Well, I told you. I like.
Yep. Yep.
I got a lot to go through. I got a lot to go through. But my dad always used to tell me, "Getting old sucks, Lev." And I'm like, now
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he was fucking right.
Yeah, my dad said that to me. He's like, there's nothing golden about your golden years. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not even gonna make it to the golden part. Like, I'll be happy if I get to the gold part.
Yeah.
You know?
It's insane. I'm like, and as you're younger and shit, you listen to your parent, and you're like, whatever, I don't care. I'm young. I fucking do what I want and
Yeah.
have fun and blow shit off and don't
Yeah.
fucking. And now you're like, shit, maybe I should have.
Right? When your
Yeah,
body starts failing you at things you used to be able to do very easily, it's like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
like,
Uh,
yeah, I hear you on that one. It sucks.
so let's go into what you're talking about. What so I'll go back to what I said. The reason why they let certain information out is because they gather intel, right?
Oh, I
said
know
that
that's what they're doing because
a lot.
normally they would never let us speak like this, and I'm really being careful. These guys are not. Like they're straight up saying this is what's going on and be ready. And it's like I'm not willing to say that yet, but we know, right? And
I
you're
can tell
right.
you,
They are doing it for a purpose. And then once they get what they need, they'll shut us all down when it's happening to control the narrative.
right, and I can say this because this is a different region.
Right.
From my personal and professional experience, yeah, don't advertise, just do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah.
get things coordinated in the background, but don't
Yes, sir.
especially now. Don't put it online on.
Well,
social
that's
media.
what's been done. So the reason why I'm talking about this today specifically is because like they said, all along was be prepared on a few days' notice. And that message was sent out like bang bang, shots fired, right? Metaphorically speaking. So I was like, okay, I'm just letting everybody know, pack your bags. Like,
and that's the thing that shouldn't have. And I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. I'm saying they shouldn't have projected it. That it should be behind the scenes.
it was. In fact, if I'm honest, I think they're already where they need to be. And I think there's a lot of decoys going on to distract
Well, that's a different.
Yeah.
That's a different story then.
Yeah.
If there's misinformation being projected, that's actually good.
That's what's happened. Because everybody's like, nobody knows what's going on. And it's like, dude, it's strategy. Shut the fuck up. Like,
okay, well that's fine. That's a different story than projecting what you actually plan to do.
Yeah. Because I know one dude, like they're not coming out and saying it, but when you've been watching somebody for a couple of years, and when you talk to them privately, it's like, I got you. You know what I mean? I'm picking up what you're putting down, even though they're not saying it. But yeah, like, how do we know they're not all there?
Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah. But disinformation is the best tactical plan.
That's right.
Any organized movement. I don't care if it's this case, even from a professional perspective.
Yeah.
Disinformation
is great. They're chasing their tails. Yeah.
It was a great tactic to use.
Absolutely. They're chasing their tails. They don't know which way to go. And that's the whole point because they're a bunch of jackasses. So let me ask you a question professionally or just personally, however you want to answer it.
However.
For instance, any sort of giant movement that you guys have had in the States, okay, where protests and I've seen them and they get like next level compared to Canada, right? Like burning, looting, all of this shit. Right. Is there any recourse on the citizens or never? Or how does that work? Like, I'm just curious.
Recourse on or by the citizens?
Recourse on in terms of law enforcement. Is there charges? Is like, how does that work? Like, is anybody, do you know what I'm saying? Excluding January 6th.
It depends on where you're talking about because it was so widespread across the states, the anti-law enforcement movement, things like that. And forget about January 6th. I'm just talking about the anti-law enforcement movement. Like
Okay.
started, I think 2014. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Somewhere around then,
Yes.
I was still on the job then.
Yes.
But the bottom line is it's all politics. So
Oh, it is. Yeah.
you have state leaders. Well, forget the president. The president doesn't matter in these cases. You have state leaders. You have local government leaders, and you have what I call politicians with badges, which is chiefs of police or sheriffs that are sworn in. They're elected or appointed, sworn in to uphold the Constitution and law, but they didn't. And a lot of people and businesses got hurt or killed because these politicians with badges and local politicians and state politicians did not uphold the Constitution and law. So that's right, Cotrain, BLM destroyed cities and most skated free. That's true, but it wasn't just BLM. There was a lot of Antifa. There was other
Yes.
organizations that did too.
Yes.
So, and a lot of people, well, I'm not going to get into it, but the damage done to America starts at the political level because
Yes.
chiefs of police and sheriffs report to high authorities. Even though sheriffs are elected in the states, chiefs are generally appointed or hired.
Right.
Either way, they still report to a higher authority. And this whole the whole thing, I'm just glad I got out when I did. I just got
You did. You got out at the right time. Yeah.
I got lucky when I could retire, and I did. But the whole thing, starting at the political level,
Yes,
just down to the administrative level for the chief or the sheriff, that's
right.
where the corruption starts, and it
Yes.
falls down.
Yep.
And then you
So
have
that's the same here.
Yeah, and you have good cops
Doing bad things because they have to.
No, hold on. You have good cops not doing bad things and being persecuted for not following the political hierarchy,
Same here.
ideologies.
But I've never been afraid as management to say, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck you. Even if it meant putting my ass on the line.
I mean, you know what? I blame that on the cops that follow those corrupt policies.
You got that right. Me as well. Now, can I ask you another question? What would you say was the biggest protest that you've ever seen in your lifetime as an experience? Like that you can remember off the top of your head, if you had to pick one movement, what would you say is the biggest one?
My first was one in my younger years in the career was the LA riots. Rodney
Okay, I remember that very vividly, actually.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a hypothetical. Okay.
Sure.
How? Let me think of how to word this.
Sure.
How would a situation like that be handled if the resources the powers that be were extremely outnumbered? What would happen in a situation like that?
I'll tell you exactly what happened, and I'll tell you exactly what happened back then because
Please
I was SWAT back then, and I was actually going through additional SWAT training.
Mm-hmm.
And California actually called in the military. I think it was National Guard or whatever.
That was going to be one of my questions. Yes.
Right. So they called in military support. And have you ever heard the term roof Koreans? It comes from the States.
No, is it like a sniper though, or something?
No. So roof Koreans, and this is nothing racial, but in LA during the riots, there was a bunch of Korean business owners that were like, "Fuck this! We're not tolerating this," because they were going in burning stores and
yes,
gas stations and stuff like that. So it was a bunch of Korean business owners that said, "Fuck this! We're not putting up for it." So they armed themselves. They went to the roof and they just started shooting at these rioters.
Whoa! Right? Yeah. Okay.
And good for them. There's documentaries about it, but they were labeled the roof Koreans.
Okay.
But they did an awesome job. But
right.
Anyway, I'll go back to the calling in support from the military. So in the law enforcement world, like if I say to somebody, "Hey, cover me,"
yes,
that means just, "Hey,
have my back.
Put your gun out, like look down range, make sure I'm not being attacked or shot at, things like that. If I am, then you can open fire," right?
Yeah.
Military, when you say, "Hey, provide me some cover," It
Yes.
usually means cover fire. So you're like,
Yes.
okay, I'm moving down range, and then you just you
Yeah.
open up
Yep.
and shoot. So the problem was, and this is one particular example that we were shown and taught
Yes.
in my training, while this was going on,
Right.
was there was LAPD teamed up with, again, I think it was National Guard. It had to be National Guard. National Guard, I can't remember. It's so long. It's the early 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
And so LAPD was dealing with this huge ghetto apartment building.
Right.
Like Section 8. In the States,
Yep.
they call it Section 8.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly. Yep. The hood.
Yeah.
Yep.
So LAPD is getting shot at from all these different stories, these levels of this Section 8 building. And the National Guard comes in, they're like, holy shit, we need help. Because they got the city's being destroyed at the moment, but they're just dealing with this one building.
Yeah.
So the National Guard comes in, LAPD is like, hey, we're gonna move in on a building, just cover us.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll get right on that, bud.
Just cover us. We're gonna move in. So LAPD cops, I think some of it was probably their SWAT, but most of it was like patrol or whatever. They're like, hey, we're pinned down. You guys cover us. We're going to move in and try to get a better position and knock some of the stuff. So as soon as LAPD started to move, military just fucking opened up on this apartment building. Like live fire.
Oh, fuck.
And LAPD's like ducking. Holy fuck! What the hell? What the hell are you doing? We can't do that. And they're like, well, we have different ROE, which is rules of engagement for military than law enforcement. And LAPD's like, holy fuck, we can't do that. Stop shooting. We're just trying to.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of communication. It's a matter of politics. It's a matter of policies and procedures. It's a bunch of different things. Training.
Yeah.
So, and the states are less than perfect by far.
Well, do you mind if I ask you another question as like just a regular civilian who really doesn't understand like the purpose of
I completely mind, and I'm totally offended if you do.
This is why I wanted to speak to you, because you would have more knowledge than I do, because I'm learning. But is it okay? Is that their job? Like, say the military is called in, which I fully expect. Now, is that their job to attack its own citizens on their own soil? Like,
no, it's actually unconstitutional in the States.
I wonder if it is in Canada.
So the military is prohibited from. Okay, I guess I should phrase this more specifically. The United States military is prohibited by Constitution and law from attacking its own citizens, American citizens in the United States. However, the National Guard and certain military units can be called in to assist
from other geographical areas where it's not, correct?
No, I'm talking about within the states. Like if a governor says, "Hey, we need
backup.
We need the National Guard to come in and help us quell the violence, the riots, things like that." Sure, they can, but generally speaking, you're not going to see. In my professional experience, I never saw a military unit come in to assist, whether it's a natural disaster, a riot, or whatever. Come in with like locked and loaded weapons ready to just shoot people and things like that. Weapons were unloaded. Yes, they had ammunition, but they weren't loaded in the firearms like as civilian law enforcement.
Did they come rolling in with fucking tanks and LRAD machines and shit?
Mostly the ones I saw were Humvees, but they had like MRAPs and things like that, but no tanks. I never saw a tank.
No, I had never seen one up close and personal until 2021, and I'm still like, whoa, right? But
no, I've seen them. I've seen tanks up close and they scare the shit out of me. But,
yeah, they're very, very big.
in situations that we're talking about, I never saw a tank come in. I've seen, like I said, Humvees, maybe an MRAP or two, but which anyone that doesn't know, MRAP is a mine protected MRAP. It's a mine protected vehicle, so they can roll over an IED or a mine and still be pretty safe. Yeah, but
hey, Mandy, she's in here.
Mandy.
Well, so what happened with the last one? I'm just going to talk about the last one as of now, because that's our history, is that a lot of the current police officers within our country they were saying they were fatigued, but really they didn't believe in what they were being forced to do. So what they did was called in like tactical from other regions, areas, provinces. I even heard the UN, but I don't know if that's true, so I can't confirm that.
Did you say UN?
Yeah, because we're a Commonwealth country and they have the right to do that. They just supersede everything, and in martial law, they supersede all of our civil rights. And it's like, okay, so then they brought in the thugs, and then you see the end result of that. Now, why I'm asking that question is because, like, again, I have no military background. I like this is all new to me, so I'm kind of trying to figure out if what they did, because in every Canadian normal person's opinion, they went too far. But yet, in their, procedural things, they always get to appoint the judges and the ones that oversee the case. It's their friends, it's their biggest supporters, financially, lobbyists, and they always are innocent no matter what they do. And then they change the bills in the night that we don't even know about that protect them and not us, and everything is asked backwards. And it's like, this is what we're sick of. Like, fuck you.
Right. And I don't blame you. I mean, I can only speak because we have the Constitution, federal, state, local laws and stuff, and you guys don't have all of that, like the same kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
But remember, politicians, I don't care what country you're in, politicians are politicians. They're there for power. They're there for glory.
Greed, tyranny.
Vanity, tyranny. Yeah. They're there for...
Ours is the worst. He's a gaslighting motherfucker, and he cannot literally go out in public without an entourage of 100 people around him, because he knows he is literally the most unliked person within Canada. Okay. And to me, if you're a leader, okay, I don't care what you are, like a leader of, just even say for regular people like me, just say it as of a company. Okay. I couldn't even imagine, like, I've had some managers that were truly hated, but they still had the guts to come face their fucking people. These guys ran to their cottages. So it's like, if there was an ounce of respect by anybody, like even on that side, it was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, that's not what a leader does. You face the fucking music.
The common ground that the States and Canada has, especially right now, is the weakest leadership you could possibly imagine, right?
Yes.
The weakest leadership you could possibly imagine. They have zero focus. They're self-absorbed. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
One has a toddler, is a bottle and a rattle. The other one has fucking dementia. Like, they're both retarded, in my opinion. But
I'm on say, like, they're both fucking ridiculous. Neither one of them has any business being in the position they're in.
Exactly. Now, the reason why I talk about this a lot is if you actually go into your analytics, a lot of my people are from the US, and we are neighbors. Like, when I say I'm close to the US, I'm like an hour away. Okay. And again, we're very close in what's happening, and that's for a reason. Like, there's only so much I can say on here before they're like, nope, we're not going to let you say that. But we know, we talked about this at length. We know what's going on. So the reason why I'm talking about this is not only for people to share this message, because I'm really going to need you guys in the week ahead, but also what happens there happens here, what happens here, it happens there. And I'm just kind of saying, planting the seed that it might happen, it may not, who knows? But if it goes like it did last time, it's going to happen the way, you know what I mean? The way we're envisioning.
Hey, sorry, real quick. Damn it, Mandy. Yeah, you're right. I just saw the comment that you posted. This is happening in the United States as well. Parents are suing and losing. One family's daughter hid it from their family. However, the one big difference in the States, and this was nationwide news for months. Actually, it still is. Loudoun County, Virginia. I'll say it again. Loudoun County, Virginia, which is Northern Virginia. It's by the Maryland, West Virginia line.
Yes.
Parents are fucking done. They are fighting back. They're suing, things like that, because this school board, this school district, or not this county school district, is allowing what this group that you're talking about doing. It is planning to protest. They've been allowing this, and one male was sexually assaulted 2 different females in 2 different schools within a short period of time, and they covered it up. And the school superintendent got fired. Like, somebody else got charged, like criminally charged, fired, and criminally charged. Yeah, exactly. Good. It's awesome. But the parents in Loudoun County, Virginia, are winning the battle. So a lot of people that don't know about the fight, the struggle that they're going through, because I mean, it's not like
That's
Exactly.
encouraging because you know what they do here? We protest and then they make us out like we're haters, we're racist, we're bigots, we're every name under the sun, and not addressing the real issue and allowing innocent kids, impressionable kids, to get hurt physically and emotionally, and it just gets swept under the rug. So that's encouraging news to hear that. Actually, I'm glad you told me that.
And it's going on, and it's not just the whole thing like the kid, the male students sexually assaulting female students in two
Yes.
different schools in a short period of time. It's also their policies that they're doing, like the transgender bathrooms, the
Yep.
books, the reading materials, things like that. And parents are like, what the fuck are you talking? No, we're not having our kids go through that. No, it's not going to happen. That's not reality.
Yep.
And it's not going to happen.
It's very explicit material that you're teaching to children. Like, okay, for instance, when they legalized pot here in Canada, they said that you had to be over the age of, I think it's 21 or 25, because your brain is not fully developed enough.
Right.
But yet it's fully developed enough to look at essentially pornographic material in a school classroom. Now maybe this is, you know, the new age and it's modern times and this is how they do, but like this is not the world we came from, okay? And no matter which way I look at it, I just can't support it. Hey, when the child's 18 and they know they have some life experience, they know themselves, they know what they want, then
Right.
live your best life, kid. Do whatever you want. Like you got nothing but support from me.
Right.
But
Hey,
when
Kim,
you're yes.
Damn it, man, he's asking to drop links. And if I am correct, I think only mods can drop links, any links.
Yes, she can put them in, but you would have to pull them up on your end because they don't allow me to share that. That's one of the censorship bills.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? But Mr. Smith can because he's in the US.
From my end, it's kind of the same. If you're not a mod on YouTube, you can't drop links for people to see.
She is a mod though, isn't she? She has a wrench.
Let me check.
She did.
Yes,
Yeah.
she does. So yeah, damn it, Mandy, you can drop the link and it will show up in chat. It will show up in private on StreamYard also, but on public chat on YouTube.
Now, to me, again, I'm just a normal person, but the way I think is why are you trying to censor people when they're only telling the truth? Like, we're not making anything up. What is the purpose other than tyranny? Like, I mean, they just want to control the narrative. They just want to, you know, make us look like we're the villains. And then when we go up to voice our opinions, they're like, oh, you're racist, you're bigots, you're like, how can I be racist? Like, this it's not a race. I mean, it's
being done here too. It's poor
messaging, and it sends people out with the anger, and now it's going to start getting to a volatile level because of the top leaders. We're not there to hurt anybody. We're there to help.
It's complete corruption is what it comes down to. And it comes down to, it starts, like I said, it starts at the political level. It starts at the top and works its way down. The problem is, the weak point is, the number one weak point is morons elected or whatever, this president or whoever to the position they're in. But going downstream, you got these morons that are appointed and elected at a local level, that are put in charge of massive agencies and policies and things like that. And then it ultimately hurts. It hurts income. It hurts revenue. It hurts public safety. It hurts everything. And
yeah, it does.
And that's what.
Eventually, the pendulum is going to swing, though, and the reason why I say this, okay, I was never a politician. I was never anybody like on a professional, like elite thing, but I was a supervisor of a lot of people in a major building, and I always had the option to move up. Now, I have dealt with CEOs of companies and directors, and they are cutthroat, and I'm not that culture, okay? Like, they will go in and be like, you know, go fire this person because of a stupid reason, and it's like, nope, because I don't want the labor board having my name attached to that when this person sues this company for you pushing through something illegal. So eventually they tried to say, oh, well, you're too close to the people on the floor, and it's like, no, I have a fucking conscience. And I am not going to do your dirty work. And if you want to do that and have your name attached to that, by all means, go ahead. But fuck you. But I am like that type of person where I'll say fuck you if I don't agree. A lot of people will be like, yes, sir, yes, man. Like, just all for my paycheck. You know what I mean?
I can tell you, I'm not a yes man. I've gotten in trouble professionally for not agreeing and going by things. But
I know. Why do we click? That's why we click.
Co-train, you're right. That's a problem. Too many teachers are pushing their personal agendas and beliefs, and they're not being shut down by their school districts, their bosses and things. Why? Because their bosses are politicians. And that's what it comes down to. And I will say, this has been a one very public issue was there's a male teacher, some dude, that dresses up as a woman. This is
Yep.
state, and puts on these gigantic prosthetic breasts.
I shared that. It's in Canada too. Yes.
Right. Was it in Canada or was it the
Yeah,
States?
it's on my channel. If you go to videos, if you just want to watch the video, and what it's a grift. And actually, if you ask me, it's an epic troll game. It's brilliant because he's got them by the balls.
And a journalist confronted him live in
Yeah.
a
And he got almost arrested for that.
right.
And he got assaulted. Yes. See how backwards it is?
And the school system supports that crap.
Yeah. It's still offensive
Wherever
to
that
me.
happens. I'm like, that's beyond
Just a
acceptable.
minute. Hang on. Dakota, who is this? I've never seen this person in my chat before. Okay, dude, I can. Oh, wait a minute. You just got a different name. What a fucking moron. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to get me banned. Hang on, I got to get my dog. You guys know each other, right? Chris, Mr. Smith, Mr.
We've
Smith.
talked.
Chris.
We've talked at least once.
Yes,
before.
you
How
have.
are
You guys are both my good buds.
I thought you liked that name. I did. It's not mine. My buddy of mine up north fucking invented that, and I thought it was hilarious. So I had to steal it.
I let one guy on one time, and I couldn't see his name because I'm only on my phone. But then when I watched it back on my TV, it said JT sucks cock, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a bit too much. Yeah, but
It was funny.
we're going back to the Roman times now, so you may as well speak.
See,
the
I
Roman
never
language.
learned history. This is why I ask people questions because I'm a moron. Like,
That's all right. The states are going back to the Second American Civil War shortly. I guarantee that shit.
but
Oh,
well,
they're
how about we
looking
make
good,
that
man.
because I guarantee you Canada's first. Watch this.
Either way, we'll work together. It's fine.
I know.
I'll
I've
meet
already
you-
got.
I'll meet you at the border with a box of a carton of ammo and some.
No, drones.
Boom.
There'll be a whole new underground railroad for sure.
That's
Back to your
bad.
question, Mandy, when you said, "Can I get someone in the U.S. to make me an account?" I actually have done that, but the thing is even though I'm using a VPN, even though I'm doing somehow they are like literally still stopping it somehow. That's why I need you guys to help spread the message. It's insane what they're doing to us. Hey, Chris, you know what they're doing. Well, he
Oh,
doesn't have a
yeah.
phone. He doesn't have a phone.
No, I don't have a cell phone, but I have a cell phone. I only activate it when I'm away or at work or something, and which is hardly. Yeah, I don't want a cell phone, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't blame you because they're all friggin' under watch right now. Have you guys in the States heard anything about October 4th, the date October 4th, and about something about our cell phones? And they're going to do something to our cell phones.
They're supposed to sign something, or I don't know.
No, they're going to shut down the whole cellular system.
No, well, I don't have to worry about that, do I?
You don't, but everybody else does.
That's then. Guess what? You got to use a payphone again or landline,
We don't even have pay phones, okay?
and everybody disconnected their landlines now, so you got to reconnect them all, and if you can, and
Yeah.
mine's still connected. It just has to be connected. I don't know.
Make
Yeah,
sure
but-
you have cash.
Yeah, and cash is good.
Have cash handy.
Yeah, I don't think people realize the shit show that's it's rolling. We're like,
Watch your words. Watch your words.
no, I'm just saying we're in for a shit show here pretty soon, man.
100% we are, and I can't stress that enough, and I'm glad you came on.
I'm just saying. Like,
I'm trying to be careful.
all indications point to we're not going in a good direction, right?
Right.
So it's all like we either find our friends and buckle up and stock up and prepare, man. That's all.
Yeah, but the thing is they've made sure that they had all of their ducks in a row for us to be unprepared, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, that's
Well,
like,
you just said preparation, so they can shut down my cell phone. I have 3 other means of communication already established, so I don't
Nice.
need a fucking cell phone. So
Yeah,
that's what they want.
Mr. Smith, when shit hits the fan, you are absolutely in the most perfect spot because you can fuck off to the mountains with your go bags and you're good. Like,
I'm already fucked off in the mountains.
I remember I remember I remember how to use a ham radio and a CB. I don't remember all the calls and the CQDX stuff, but
see, you
can get that on a piece of paper so you can communicate like by radio, right?
In the States, you don't even in an emergency, you don't need a piece of paper. You're talking about a ham license
and the ham and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. In a state of emergency, you don't need that under US law.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's you actually just pointed out two of them: CB radio and ham radios, or GMRS radios, however you want to, whichever one you have. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
they used to be a hobby.
You live near the mountains, and when they have emergency call outs, but those go to the authorities.
Well, I'm surrounded by the United States military no matter which way I go. So
I know, but you could just flash your badge and be like, I'm on your side, and then be like, bam, bitch, I'm not. Fuck you.
my badge says retired on it, so I'm just gonna fucking blow up or ram any roadblock. Just saying. I'm not flashing badges.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean shit now.
No.
I can't hear you. Did they fuck?
Yeah. My badge don't mean shit now.
Well, and that's the unfortunate thing is now a lot of people that looked at them as a means of help and protection now look at them as the enemy.
Let me see if I can. Here, I'll put it up. Yeah, there we go. Let's see.
And that's unfortunate because who do you call for help when 911's the problem?
But my badge don't mean shit now. So if you call, if you call 911, you're going to wait a little bit because this is very, very rural.
Chris, you remember Jeremy McKenzie saying that if you call for help in Nova Scotia and you want an ambulance, you're literally waiting for 6 hours for an ambulance for an emergency.
Yeah. That's silly. That's beyond. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's.
People will die waiting on the side of the road when you're having a massive heart attack and you need an ambulance and it's 6 hours. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's not good, man. I mean, I don't, well, I get there's a whole lot of rural area and it's hard to get to, especially in the wintertime and shit, but they should have, just like they have snowplow outlets, you know, they should have the same, where the snowplows are, they should have ambulances there too, huddle in the same warm building.
I'm actually glad you brought that up. So when I volunteered up here around here in the hills. So we had basically like heavy duty pickup trucks, right? So like if there was a medical call and we had a major snowstorm, which if it snows 6 inches down the mountain, it'll be like a foot and a half up here, right? But if there was a medical call, and the
I know exactly.
Had to get somewhere, they call it a utility truck. So a heavy duty pickup truck with a snowplow in the front would drive in front of the ambulance on the roads to clear the way so the ambulance could get there. So, which was good planning. That was something that they considered. But a lot of
America's ahead of Canada because they're too stupid to figure that out here. Like they just don't care.
I don't want to go get you in trouble or anything, but there's a lot of diversity hires over the last 20 some odd years. They're hiring people not on skill, but by merit, but they're hiring them by the color of the skin and what's between your legs, man.
Yep.
So I'm noticing the dumbing downness of everything.
True.
Because you're hiring people not for their skills. You're hiring them and they know it. Like don't hire me. Like if I was a black person or whatever, I wouldn't want to be hired because I'm black, man. I'd be telling you, go fuck yourself, man. Like I want to be hired for my merit, right? Just out of principle. Like don't treat me like I'm special because it's like you're treating me with kid gloves. Fuck off. I don't get it. But you can see the dumbing downness everywhere you look, man. It's like
the good thing about that that type of hiring practice has been and is still being contested in court, and there's actually some cases that have been successful against it. So I look forward to that type of bullshit going away, at least like in the States anyway. So
it's getting worse here. Hi, Zio. Nice to see you.
Because if you're qualified for a position or whatever,
right, if you can pass the test.
Let me put it this way to you guys, okay? What we just talked about earlier, my union had the goddamn nerve, and wait till I see them because I'm going to shoot my lips off as I do. They had the nerve to say we should be supporting these people because their rights come first. And it's like, whoa, wait, stop, full stop. What makes them more important than anybody else? And why is my union getting involved? Like, stay in your lane. That's not what my union dues go for. So fuck off. Am I the only one that thinks that, or am I wrong?
No, I mean, I was part of a union, but again, you're talking politics. Like, they're
It don't
fighting
matter.
an uphill battle. A union is fighting an uphill battle against politics and also private control sometimes. Mine was government control. But either way, if you're part of a union, you're fighting uphill no matter what.
Unions, to me, have already proven themselves to be hand in hand with the government corporations. They are not for the people who they represent. They're not.
Well,
If
I'm
they
not
were,
gonna
they would have stood up for them many times, but they don't.
Come on, Dakota. I'm
Unions.
not gonna.
Listen. I was in the union for 6 years. It got me this house, so I used the union to get this house. It was great because that's
Okay,
the
I'm
only
not
way I
gonna
would have got
say.
this house.
I'm not going to say what union I'm part of, and you'll understand why after I make this statement. But that was like the president of the union. But I'll say this: the chair is not only on our side, but 10 levels ahead of us, even JMac. Okay, he is like so anti whatever this is. Like he just wants. We all just want.
You just vaped out there. It gets that electric voice, and then she goes mute.
We got one. We have to type 1 when she fades out.
It comes back though, but it's just like this weird electronic, like meow.
Yeah, it's a
Just
digital
gets sucked
thing.
into the void.
Well, they do it on purpose.
And she comes back.
So all I can say is this: is that my union chair is way ahead of us and in support of us and is on our side and is like. So when I go to him and say, "What the fuck," my union dues are not going for this shit.
Did it again.
There's a
Right?
one.
Shut
I don't care. I don't care if I piss them off.
I can.
It's because
relate
I'm
to
talking
that.
about a powerful resource and they don't like it.
Well, as soon as they hear the word, there's certain key words, and you start talking about unions. That's their,
Bread and butter.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, my problem was we had a local government, the county government, that the union would fight the county, right, and then we go to arbitration and things like that. And then courts would rule in favor of our union, but the county would still ignore the court order and completely violate it, and the union would fight it again, but nothing ever happened. That happened time and time again. It's like you feel, you got a union to represent you, and they do good things a lot of times, but sometimes even the best that they have, like the government, the politicians and shit, they're like, fuck that, whatever. Who cares about you, court?
See, that's stupid because you know how much the cost is to take it to arbitration? That's thousands of dollars, okay? So your union was a backstabber, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. But my
Did you guys hear me?
yeah, you're live. Yeah, we can hear you. Your audio is fine.
They didn't stand up for anybody that didn't want to take the jab, right? That bothered me.
No, they didn't.
Surprised me, but it bothered me. And another thing, there's only so many unions, like the police union, the teachers union, the nurses union, like the EMT, like all those unions, the bus drivers. They can constantly go on strike and get more money because they can hold the taxpayers hostage, right? So, like, painters union can't do that. Who cares if the fucking painters go on strike?
No, you're right.
Man.
You're right.
Here's one thing. Like, okay, so we have a premier of our provinces, which is like your governor, okay, of your state. He went on TV and tried to pull like the notwithstanding clause, which essentially means he's going to do what he wants, not follow the rules, and fuck the unions. And every single union across Canada fucking went on a press conference and said, "Listen here, you're stepping in our lane, and you're going to fuck off, and you're going to back up." And he did because it's like millions of people and billions of dollars. Like he knew he was outnumbered.
Yeah. Yeah,
but still, nonetheless, we hate him anyways. He's a fucking fat cheeseburger dude from McDonald's.
I wish Lisa was on here because Lisa is going through. So I don't know if she can talk about it because she's going through legal battle with her shit from.
Who is?
Oh, Lisa. She's a dag. She's awesome.
Okay. If it's a current case, don't compromise it for her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but maybe if she might come on and my God, man, she's got a story. She's got a couple
Well,
stories.
I would love to hear it. Can you send her the link to the channel or what?
I don't know how to do that.
I want to hear people's stories. That's what people need to hear because everyone thinks this is about like the
The
politics,
show.
and I really don't care. Like,
Oh, HateGate. Yeah, everybody knows about HateGate. Kim
Yeah.
knows about. You know about HateGate, yeah.
explain it to the Americans here in the crowd because they're all
Oh,
Americans.
HateGate is just this reporter. She's genuine. Well, she's pretty much a lefty individual.
They all are.
Center, yeah. But she did a really in-depth deep dive and got all the receipts, all the lies that was said about Diagolon and Jeremy McKenzie, and one of all the reasons that they invoked the Emergencies Act here in Canada.
Yep.
It was all based on lies, and the cops and all the intelligence said, no, there's nothing. It's a nothing burger, but they did it anyways.
And it was based on tweets, you guys, and I'm not kidding when I tell
Yeah.
you that. That's what
Yeah.
they instated
was all-
martial law over.
And it was based on anti-hate articles, which were fabricated and lies. It's just a big circle jerk. It was a nothing. And they have all the receipts, so it's like what do you? I don't know what's going to come out of it, but whatever.
If I were
People
him, I'd
start-
sue the pants right off of them all. Fuck them.
Right, yeah, but it's gotten traction down the states, and a lot of it's getting a lot of people, like even Joe Rogan, I think, mentioned it, and there's a lot of big names mentioning it, and it's like they can't hide from it anymore. It's like they should be scared. Really, they should be packing up their money and fucking off. Really.
Hey, Co-Train, you're right. State of Massachusetts just did reinstate.
Is it just for me?
Troopers with back pay based upon the COVID vaccine mandates.
Good.
My very good friend, he retired from NYPD. He had the time and years. He retired when they did that. But NYPD, actually, the city of New York employees actually sued and won as well. So a lot of people are going to be end up getting their jobs back or getting paid. My buddy don't have nothing to do with it.
There's a lot of people who've sued and are winning, and there's a lot of people I know, personal
Mhm.
friends of mine, that are still in courts about it.
Yep.
They know they're going to win, but the courts are kicking the can down the road as long as they can, hoping that people will forget. And it's in the meantime.
Yeah, but you know what? It's important for
No.
them to get through because they're setting the precedent. That's going to be case law, and everybody's going to win because of it. And they need to set the precedent. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It is concerning because the CAW was on strike notice. The union voted 97% strike. They went on TV and said they've got 24 hours. They went past the deadline, then took the deal. And I was like, you just sold out your people, fucking bitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had the chance to stand up with the United Auto Workers, and they chose not to.
Oh, nice.
What?
Let me see that.
January 6th.
Let me see. Let me show that off. Bacon.
Gary said you think it wasn't by design mentioning January 6th in Canada.
Yeah, of course they compared that right out the hop. They compared it. Yeah. We don't want to have it January 6th. Like, settle down.
See,
Fuck's sakes.
we have the right to peacefully assemble, but only with the causes that the politicians believe in. So he believes in the BLM. Well, that's okay because you believe in looting and burning buildings down and assaulting people and all that kind of stuff when we were completely peaceful. But because you don't agree with us and it's against you and you're a fucking narcissist with a bottle and a rattle, he didn't like it and he invoked martial law.
It's funny how BLM was proven to be a complete farce, a complete joke in the States, a complete corrupt, false-minded organization in the States because everything, the money they were getting, like you had a few leaders that were like using that for their own personal gain. It had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It had to do with, again, this goes back to what we were talking about before. These are frauds. These are fakes. These are criminals.
100%. Money laundering.
Criminals that support criminals. So,
and they're using nonprofit organizations or putting the money in family members' names because if a family member makes a big donation to a nonprofit, that's not money laundering or insider trading.
And I will stipulate that doesn't just go for BLM in the States. That also goes for Antifa or Antifa, however you fucking want to pronounce it. They're all fucking criminals.
Well, you know what they do here?
Accountability and responsibility. They try to make money to fucking live off of other people. They have false principles. They have false beliefs. They have false everything. They deny the Constitution and law in the states, and they do what they do just because they're fucking stupid. They're oxygen thieves, is what they are.
You know what they do here? I don't know about in the U.S., but they put on masks and they commit crimes, and then a lot of times it's the government themselves doing it to make us look bad.
No, I'm with. I mean, look how many.
And 100%, damn it, Mandy, I agree with your statement there.
Look,
They don't get their bank accounts frozen though. The BLM
Look at-
supporters, right?
Look at all these major cities now that are begging for cops because when BLM and Antifa, like all this shit came around,
Yes.
and they said, "Oh, fuck the police, let's get rid of police." And so these corrupt politicians, these corrupt is a nice way to put it. Corrupt politicians, like, fuck
Yeah.
let's defund the police. Da, da, da. They got rid of the police. They defunded the police departments. Now all the cops are not funded. They're gone, or they're retiring, or they just quit and
Don't want to be there.
And
So now what?
now they're begging them to come back. They're begging people to be cops. They're begging for funding and shit.
So
like
what was their replacement? Like, what was their idea instead of having cops? Where
Oh, in the States, generally it was like, well, even where I worked, and thank God I wasn't there when it was a couple of years after, it was like, well, let's have social workers respond to these certain types of calls, like domestic violence and, out of control mental illness.
I didn't hear that. It's cutting out.
Social workers. We'll just send in the social workers. Okay. Good luck.
Okay. And the cops are like, good, because we're tired of dealing with that shit, but good luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, well, fuck.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because domestics are the number one
I
scariest
can't
thing
hear
for any
anything. Can you
cop.
got anything?
That's usually when cops get shot, man, is a domestic calls.
You're
You're
exactly
gonna send in a social worker. I don't care how trained a social worker is. They better be trained in, weaponry, like how to use a gun, because like domestics, you don't know what in the fuck.
And that's the thing in the state where I live and where I worked, a social worker cannot just carry a gun. It doesn't work like that. You can't just be like, okay, let's train them and arm them. No, they have to be certified, trained, licensed, things like that. You just like, here you can't. But it
takes years of training, man, and they and over COVID, Canada, I know for sure, lost a lot of skilled people because it takes years and years to train pilots, police, military professionals. Like fucking JTF fucking left some of them. Fuck, you can't. Those guys train other guys.
I'm glad you mentioned JTF because Canada has some of the best special forces.
And half of
They
them out
did.
there.
Now they're transgender and they're woke as a joke and nobody wants to sign up.
Well, there's at least one that I know of that is very outspoken against what's going on there, and he's
Jeremy McKenzie.
a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Jeremy McKenzie, and you know what? I respect people like that because they are the ones that put their ass on the line to tell the truth, to save people and wake them up to really what's going on at the expense of their own demise. I respect the hell out of people like that.
Yeah, well, you have to, man.
So listen, 1 second, you guys. It was cutting out for me. What was the response to my question about? Did they have a plan in place for defunding the police? Like, who was like? Is it just chaos now or what?
No,
social workers.
Social workers?
Yeah,
are you kidding? You're not kidding. You're not serious.
No, even in my own huge metropolitan DC area department, they wanted social workers and things like that to respond to calls without police to try to domestic disputes, mental, they call them mental emergencies, but basically,
yeah,
and say, hey, just without police, or to have the police, maybe a car show up with them,
right?
Maybe.
Do you guys remember ever hearing about the New York guys in the chat? Will totally understand what I'm talking about. But when Giuliani took over in the war on drugs, and the citizens were like, what were they called? The guardian angels or something? And it was like they were doing they were almost like vigilantes.
Yeah, the Red Beret guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have
the guardian angels,
yes,
in New York,
yes,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on that as an American?
They did good work.
And a former police officer.
They got a lot of
Curtis.
I remember
Sligo
them. I remember them getting flack from the media because I remember watching that back in the day. I watched that carefully. It was like, that's a great idea because I thought, why don't we have it here in Canada? Sorry, I'll let you go back. But just saying, I remember them getting a lot of flack from the media. Like the media puts a spin on it, like, but are they vigilantes? And it's like, no,
Well,
man,
that's
they're
why I
trying to help
asked
the fucking
Americans.
community, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, but that's why I ask people because they're real and they know the truth of what's going on. We can't believe it. Yeah. Whoops. I'm gonna
Anyways, I'll shut the fuck up now. Go ahead.
No, it's cool.
No, it's all good.
Curtis Sligo was the founder of the Guardian Angels in New York City. I guess it dates back to the very late 70s, but at least the 80s. But they were not founded as a vigilante group or vigilante group, however you want to pronounce it. As a matter of fact, Curtis Sligo ran for New York City mayor the last go around, where Eric Adams won. And fuck that clown, because he was a New York City cop and a admin, and he's fucking doing all kinds of bad stuff. But Curtis Sligo was Co-Train knows. Curtis Sligo was a founder, and people saw them as vigilantes, but they did a lot of good things. They did a lot of good things for the city of New York. They helped protect people. They've had a presence, and sometimes, and even in law enforcement, just a presence is a deterrent.
Right, man.
Well, that's why whenever I see cops, I record them now every single time.
No, I've been saying that for years, man. There's no cops on the beat. Like you go down you'll see cop presence all over where they live in the rich area of town, the West End. Usually West End of any city is always the rich end. The East End's always a shitty end because of the prevailing wind back in the cold days, but that's a whole other story.
My friends and I were
you don't see cops. No, but if you saw cops just walking down the street, never mind bike cops or even bike cops. Just cops just walking the fucking beat because they're quiet. And they'll fucking sneak up on fucking shit because nobody ever expects to see cops walking down the fucking street at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever.
Well, here's a funny story. Is like last weekend, I think it was, or the weekend before, me and my friends were walking to the bar just to have a drink for last call, right? And of course, they went onto the bar, but I seen like a situation going down. And what do? I pull out my recorder and I do a live, and I'm like watching this from afar. And it's funny because I was out of my tree, like we've been drinking all day. And so what happened was, what it turned out is that it was guys from out of town, Toronto, drug dealers that came to collect their money, and people who didn't have it were shooting. Okay, so these guys got caught, pulled over, but you can see in the background as all these cops are standing around. There's a guy running around all around the crime scene, ditching stuff, and I was like, why am I seeing this? And the cops are just doing nothing. Like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's funny to me. I had that news out before anybody even in Brantford even touched it. Like, I was like, I am the news. Fuck you guys. Like,
I am the news.
I watched that video. I watched it live.
What did you think about it, Mr. Smith? Did you notice anything odd about it?
I think the police there are very undertrained and inexperienced. And that's not, I'm not trying to be demeaning.
That's being nice.
Well, all right.
I think they're a bunch of corrupt douches, to be honest.
But they're very untrained and inexperienced. But then again, you also have different laws and policies and things than we do here. So I don't know what they're allowed to do or not allowed to do. But that was totally out of control. The police did not have control of that situation.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good. They're there. They should take control of the situation. Or if not,
you have no idea how often that happens.
It's gonna go
like, I knew exactly. And it was days later that they were talking about it. And it's like, but I didn't know anybody personally, but I know who to talk to. And in fact, I talked to one guy who I'm damn sure convinced was either in the car or with those guys. And it's like, yep, you know what's going on. And then some other guy's like, oh, he's just trying to press their woman. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, fuck off. Mm-hmm. And then this other girl's like trying to shout out her number to the guys that are getting arrested. And I'm like, you're a thirsty whore. Like, it's just,
I like I said, I watched that. I watched it live. I actually reviewed it again after the police. And I'm sorry, I'm not bashing them because it's not really their fault, honestly, as far as a lack of training and experience. But that's what they lack is training and experience. So they just were like overwhelmed with what they were dealing with. And I know you mentioned some of what it probably had to do with at the time. But either way, regardless, no matter what it had to do with, it was not done as it would be done here, or as I'll just say, as I would do it or have it handled, if that makes sense.
Oh no, fuck no. But now I will say this as a Canadian and a non-criminal, like I have no reason to hate the police, nor did I ever before the last few years, but I have seen what they're willing to do. And it's very shady, it's very corrupt, it's absolutely intentional. They in on it. And it
Cops in Canada don't even need a PAL. Like the average citizen needs to go and be trained. These guys don't even have to be trained for. I can't remember what the hell PAL stands for, but I know you have to have it to have a firearm. And cops don't even require that. It's like they just get the badge and they go do some firearm training, and then that's it. They don't have to go through the same course that the average citizen has to go through, which is weird to me. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing though.
So
well,
the state,
a lot of people don't want to even join.
No, a lot of people don't want to join.
A lot of people don't want to join law enforcement anymore. So now what they've done is they've lowered the standards to even be a police officer now. So now they're just letting anybody in. Like they don't.
Well, I heard you don't have to even be a citizen of Canada. You can be a newcomer and they'll hire you as a police officer.
Oh, that's great. Let's bring someone from a violent country without knowing our laws.
More than one source. I've heard that from more than one source, that you don't even have to be like a full-on citizen. As long as you're willing to be a police officer or join the military, I think you get your citizenship or something. I don't know.
That's dangerous as fuck to the citizens of the country.
Yeah, well, hey, it's Canada.
I have a little tidbit of information that I was taught, like a wise man once told me. This goes back to my very young years when I first started. And I think this applies anywhere in the world.
Right. Yep.
This is just one statement I was taught.
Right.
Every call that a police officer responds to is a man with a gun or a woman with a gun. Every call a police officer responds to is a man or woman with a gun. And
are you serious?
Why is that?
Well, because you have the right to bear arms.
Because the police bring the gun to the call.
Oh, damn. That's a good one. That's a good one. Damn it.
And a lot of cops are killed with their own firearms in the States. They get disarmed and they get shot and killed or shot and wounded with their own firearm. But that was taught back to me in like the late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. And I never forgot that because it's true.
I'll never forget that either.
I show up on a call. There's a gun on that call now.
Okay, let me ask you, as a former police officer, did you ever have somebody take your gun on you?
No, fuck no, no.
How would that even happen? Like in a fight, I guess, maybe, right?
Yeah.
It's either bad training or it comes down to fighting somebody so long you're worn out and you have a poor retention system in your holster and you can't retain it that long.
Gotcha.
There's different in the States. Well, it's the same. I don't know what they buy there equipment wise, but there's different levels of retention for firearms and holsters in the States that agencies can adopt and train with. But it just depends. But usually it's the level of retention the holster has, and they usually here it's 1, 2, and 3. I don't think there's a 4. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. There's at least 1, 2, and 3 level retention, but it's training. And we're trained. I was trained as a teenager how to retain a firearm in my holster. 19 years old, and I'm like, it's not. But again, you can get worn out in a physical confrontation.
Oh yeah, you got to beat them down
like anymore, and it's taken from you and used against you.
You gotta be in shape, man. Fuck, you gotta have a good cardio for fuck's sake.
I got a fucking deadly right hook, man, and I'll just fucking. I'll one shot they're down, and then I'll fucking whatever I have to throat punch them, whatever.
If they get it out of your holster, if they manage to get it out of your holster, they have to rack it and they have to figure out where the fucking safety is. So most of those morons in the heat of the moment wouldn't know any of that shit. So unless you're fighting somebody who knows a firearm and knows their way around it, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. And there's two sayings they used to teach us in the State Police Academy, Delaware State Police Academy, where I went through first. It was work as you train as you work. And the second one was, which stuck in my mind, bleed now or bleed on the streets.
Oh,
Mm.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like, well, that sticks with you because it makes sense.
Well, and it's life or death. So yeah, you're gonna listen.
But the same thing is like I've seen like tons of times over my career, like cops being disarmed and shot with their own weapon. But
See, for me, I'm not a cop, but if I walked up to any scene whatsoever, especially a threat of violence, I would have my hand on my gun already, like not ready to shoot, but ready to pull in case I needed it.
Even still, though, like that, like a person can close the distance very quickly. They could be like 12 feet away from you
yes,
and just be
Yeah.
on top of you like that, and before
The
you
only
know,
ones I
they're
worry
on the
about
ground and they're
are the only people I ever worry about is meth heads for two reasons. One, you're gonna run out of steam before they do, and two, weapons.
right. But this meth and all these new drugs, like
Yeah.
bring back crack, because crack made people paranoid and fucking crazy, and they're mousy and they run away. They would never fucking. They weren't zombies. This new drug,
Well,
man.
fentanyl
I'm telling
is
you
the
right
one
now,
that. Oh, they're in
these
a
guys-
coma, standing up.
Listen, I took my fucking baseball bat more than once to a fucking couple not crackheads, the fentanyl heads or the meth heads that they have now. They're zombies. They're like, ugh. Like, dude, I'm about to fucking cranium you, man, and you are running. You're not. Why aren't you running away? And they're like, oh, bro. It's like, you're about to fucking get fucking craniumed. Why aren't you leaving? And they're
he's
just
never-
like, ugh.
he's dead on right. His point was 110% right. They used to teach us what's called the 21-foot rule,
Yeah.
and it was if you need to be at least 21 feet away, even though most normal, at least in the States, most normal police involved shootings are basically like within 7 feet or something like that of each other. You need to be within 21 feet of your aggressor, someone that's trying to shoot you, stab you, whatever, because even if you shoot, you still have to move. And that was part of it. You move left, right, back, forward, whatever. But if I shoot somebody, does that mean that they're going to go down and stop? Fuck no.
Well, if
And
you're on
trust
meth,
me-
no.
And trust me, no.
Zombies.
You can use deadly force against somebody. That's not going to stop them. And a 21-foot rule, which is what we were taught, that gives you a safe space to move around and to avoid, like, I shoot somebody running at me with a knife from 21 feet away. Once,
Yeah.
twice, three times a lady, I can shoot them.
I was gonna say that.
I know.
By then, they're probably 2 feet away from you by the time they fucking drop.
You got that right. You got that damn
I
right.
have a rule
And
that I've always
sometimes
lived
they
by.
won't drop.
I just, as a woman. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But he's right. And sometimes they won't drop. They could be 2 feet away from you before they drop, but a lot of times they won't. I don't care if you're shot, stabbed, fucking whatever, and you're just going, whether you're on drugs or not, your adrenaline's still going, your
Adrenaline.
blood's still pumping, it's pouring out of you or whatever. But in real life, you can be shot, stabbed, or anything and still keep fighting.
I've always had a number one rule as a woman, just as a safety. I will never, no matter how much they piss me off, ever fight a meth head for a couple of reasons. Number one, like I said, you will wear out before them. Number two, weapons. And number three, one time I was down at a bar with a friend at this bar, actually, where this whole bullshit originated from, years ago, like 20 years ago, right? And we got in a scuffle out front, and this girl punched me in the face, and I didn't hit her back because she was small and I could tell she was on drugs. And I thought something just said in my head, like, I'm very street smart and very aware, right? So I was like, don't do it. 10 minutes later, we were still standing out front. We were waiting to get our crew together to walk home. And doesn't she come back walking through the alley with 6 people, and the dude had a fucking bat up his sleeve. And I was like, that's exactly why I fucking don't do it. Yeah.
No, the drugs these guys are on, man, is akin to what they gave the fucking Nazis in World War II, man. These guys are all fucking messed out of their fucking head. They're Supermen.
Well, the big one in Brantford right now is fentanyl. It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah,
Everybody's on it.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I've done my share of drugs in my day just because I was curious. I wanted to fucking try it out. Try anything once. You know what I mean? And it's like, nope, not for me. I like my beer.
I don't know, but even Hamilton. I think Hamilton's more crack because it's not, but it's fentanyl here. Like,
no, the crack's been gone for a long time. That's what I'm saying. Bring back the crack. Where the fuck's the CIA? You need it. Bring back the crack, there, guys.
We don't have
the Chinese are
that.
taking over. The Chinese are fucking cornering your market there. CIA, bring the crack back, man.
Crack was so much easier to deal with, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, because it's like people were paranoid, peeking out their blinds and shit. Fucking,
It's just crack is just cocaine. It's not fucking
yeah.
PCP and Flacca and what did
And-
Cotrain say?
I don't even know what Flacca is. And PCP, I've never even heard of that in our lifetime. I've heard of it previous, like years
Bath
ago.
salts and meth and all that shit.
The big ones in Brantford, definitely at the top of the list, without a doubt, is fentanyl. Everybody is like a zombie. And then they'd probably say heroin and crack, like cocaine. I mean, that's what I would say are the top three.
Yeah, there's a
Cotrain ball peen hammers are a very
I
dangerous
was reading that too.
weapon and can fit in your pocket. That's a valid statement, honestly.
What is this?
It sounds funny, but it's a valid statement. Ball peen hammers are a very Cotrain. Ball peen hammers are a very dangerous concealed weapon and can fit in your pocket. Yeah, seen a dude kill his wife with one.
It's not good.
Oh, I don't doubt that. You have to be careful when you punch somebody. I mean, you hit them in the temple, they fall down and hit their head, and they die. You're fucked.
Your cat.
Like you got to be careful these days. But I have
No.
protection. You
Don't
know.
hit anybody in the head with a hammer, man. No. You don't hit anybody in the head with a hammer.
No, I would never hit anybody with a hammer. Are you
I know.
insane?
Like you said,
That would be considered. That would be
Just-
considered assault with a deadly
if
weapon.
you know how to punch, and you're a fighter and you have any kind of training in boxing or yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like it takes is the right fucking connection somewhere, man, and that person could die, man. And
Does everybody here have a strong
Sure.
stomach? I'll tell you one story before I get a new beer, and it deals with the hammer,
All right.
but also a power tool. This is a
Oh.
true story.
that's okay. We're getting interesting now. Okay.
All right. Let's give her.
Get called.
Guys getting creative.
No, this is true, dude. I swear to God, this is true. So, get called to a 911 call, domestic dispute, and neighbors are hearing screaming and things like that. Older couple.
Those are the worst calls.
Every call to me is a worse. But anyway, so show up, and wife is at the bottom of the staircase with her head fucking beaten in with a hammer. I don't know. It wasn't a ball peen, but still, the hammer thing counts. Or she's dead.
Sledgehammer.
She's dead. No, it's just a regular little, just a regular hammer. She's
Okay.
dead at the bottom of the staircase in the
Yeah.
house. So then you hear like all these noises coming from out back. You hear power tools. You know what a table saw is, right?
No,
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh
So
god.
the blade, it's a flat surface with the blade
Yeah.
that picks up, right? So you've already got one body, and you hear this noise, and you go further to investigate, and there's a shed in the backyard. And this is small town stuff, but it's
Right.
and you go out to investigate. There's a shed, the doors are open, and there's red smoke coming out of the shed.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Red
exactly.
smoke.
Red
Fake
smoke. It wasn't smoke, but it was red. But we thought it was red smoke. Like, what the fuck? And all you hear is anyway. Make a long story short, elderly husband killed his wife with a hammer, who was dying of cancer. Went out to the shed, turned on the table saw, and was trying to cut his own head off, going like this.
Oh my God.
And the red smoke we saw coming out of the open
Oh.
doors was the mist, the blood mist. Do
Oh
you know
my.
that fucker survived?
And the heat and the smoke from the saw blade fucking
Wait a minute. He survived.
That was just blood mist that was coming out. It wasn't even smoke. It was just
Oh.
blood mist coming out that we
yeah,
called red
yeah,
smoke.
yeah. Fuck, man.
He survived because we got there so quick, and he was going. He actually cut in. He survived and got successfully prosecuted for the murder of his wife.
Can
Even
I
though
ask what may seem like a stupid question? Why would he choose that way to do it?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. He thought he was doing a mercy killing because of his
Yeah.
wife dying
Well, I
cancer.
can understand the wife. I can understand the wife,
didn't
but
wanna
for
live with-
yourself,
He didn't
He
want to
didn't-
live without her. This is an
Yeah.
older couple. He didn't want to live without her, so
Didn't know any other
not
way.
to be able to beat himself to death with a hammer. So he just chose to go out in the shed and try to cut his own head off.
Yeah.
And
they screw him with my stream again.
That's kind of sad. It's
It
just sad.
is.
Well, sad because like like he should have thought it through. I mean, like had the rope and the thing ready to go and just hang yourself.
He didn't have guns. He didn't. I mean, he
Yeah.
didn't think about hanging. Obviously,
Yeah.
he killed her and tried to kill himself by throwing his.
Well, he was trying to do the honorable thing by offing himself afterwards,
and
right?
He lived and got convicted.
Yeah. Well, now he has to live with it. That's gonna suck even harder.
This is a long time. He's dead now. I mean, that was like, and it's like you see the red smoke coming out. You're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this? This is mysterious, magical shit. Red smoke.
And you hear the he wasn't screaming.
And this is the kind of freaky shit that cops have to live with, right? Like, and same with soldiers and stuff. With it's like fucking what the fuck, man? It's like
wood chipper would have been more effective.
It's not something like it's real life. It's not the fucking movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was determined and dedicated. He just didn't succeed. Well, succeeded in killing his wife, but not himself.
So you got to arrest him, obviously. Now, did you get to interview him at the station and or at the hospital? I should say.
Yeah, I was.
And be like, what were you thinking?
No, I was assisting. It wasn't I wasn't assisting. It was a different jurisdiction, another small town. So no, I didn't have to deal with any of that crap, thankfully. Damn it, Manny. He was charged with basically homicide, murder. Even though it was his wife, and he was trying to put her out of his misery. And what else? There was a couple charges, but basically he was charged with murder, and he was convicted. But it was a low level sentence. Okay. But he's dead because he was old in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I
actually feel sorry for the wife's situation because I could understand that if you were, if you're married for a long time, you're watching her suffer. I could understand that one, but like I will never, for the life of me, understand why he tried to do it that way. Like I can understand him wanting to end it and be with her, but that way,
his words were he couldn't go on with life without her. I mean that was.
And I totally get that. I just don't understand the method of which he chose.
Rather selfish one.
I mean, a lot of people would hang themselves or cut their wrists or something that is not as disgusting. And wow.
I don't know.
That's fucking disturbing, dude.
I would think of a more romantic way to go, right? Like sit in a car in a garage or something with the
right. Hold hands. Like
Oh, you want the most romantic way to go? I went to dude fucking blew up. Not just his house. He didn't count on this. He blew himself up in his whole house and his dog, but also blew up his two neighbor houses accidentally, committing suicide over romantic feelings for his recently deceased spouse. He fucking I'm sorry to laugh, but it was.
I didn't even hear that because it cut out for me. Can you repeat it, please? I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude who recently lost his wife, he left he created a bomb and he blew up his entire house. He left a pile of stuff like mementos and stuff, but he blew up his entire house, but he also fucking blew up two of his next door neighbors' houses. Two of them, half of them blew up too, with him killing himself because he missed his spouse who died, and his dog. Killed his dog too. Blew
I can understand missing the spouse and wanting to be with them, but you know what? Not the dog, you son of a bitch. I can't even watch a movie with the dog dying.
No, the dog.
Oh, the dog goes with him.
The dog basically threw himself on a grenade.
You know what? He is stuck in purgatory and hell forever and ever because he killed a dog.
But the thing, the part is like, okay, blow yourself. Go somewhere private. Go out in the middle. Go fucking somewhere. But you blew up two of your neighbors' houses too.
Yeah,
fuck at it down.
He probably didn't intend to. He probably left the gas on and lit it, right?
No, he did not intend to. But I mean, use that much explosive. That's what he fucking did. Like seriously, and that was a mess. That took like a week to clean up and find everything. But.
Oh my fuck!
The poor dog is like, this got nothing to do with anything. Yeah.
Do you know what they do here? They make you clean it up yourself. They'll leave the crime scene as it was, and they'll make the victim's family clean up brain matter or whatever, however they do it. You're responsible for that yourself, which I think is inhumane.
That's like a crime scene cleanup. But after after all the evidence is gained, yes, it's the same thing here. After all the whatever
Yeah,
investigation.
once they're done their job, it's like it's all you now. So there's blood in the wall. Okay, that's on you. Like, why should the taxpayers pay
Right.
all that shit up? Right?
Yeah, no, that's just fucking inhumane. Okay, and the
Oh,
reason why
well,
I
okay,
say
so
that-
we're gonna call in a bulldozer that costs like $200 an hour to come bulldoze the place and then get people to clean it all up. That's on a taxpayer dime. No, that's on you. That's your property. Like,
yeah, but
you're
if you're dead,
well, okay,
not
so
getting
the city.
paid.
Okay, so the city goes in there and they go in and they demolition it, and then they fuck something up that whatever, and then now you're suing the city because you fucked up the foundation or you did this or
Well, no, you're dead.
no, I'm talking about the property owners. Whoever inherits the property can
It
go
could
after
be
the city.
the
or
estate,
something.
yeah, the estate, the
It's a
family.
liability. It's a liability thing, right?
You want to hear something sad? Actually, it was friends that I've known for a long time, and it was in March of 2020, and it was right when they shut everything down, lockdown, and their house unfortunately caught on fire. And John didn't make it; he died in the fire, and we couldn't make it to the funeral because that's when everything was complete 100% shut down. Like we were not allowed to go. He couldn't even have a funeral. But so when the fire was over, his brother obviously couldn't stay in the house because it was so badly damaged. He got out because he was on the upper level, and apparently it started in the basement where John was. And the city said to him, they didn't have insurance, and they said to him, "You're responsible for cleanup." And it's like, are you kidding? He just lost his brother, lost his house, and couldn't go to the funeral, and he has to clean up that mess. Like I couldn't believe it.
It's on Facebook.
Code train. What? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. Hang on.
Wild Bill got out of jail today. That's cool.
I haven't really been following any of that news today. I've been thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, I know. There was that million march for the kids, leave the kids alone kind of march thing that was in Toronto.
Yep.
And the little ninjas got a little carried away. And I don't know if you know Bill, Wild Bill, the old veteran that goes to all these things. He's with V4F.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Josh's brother got punched in the face and he was bleeding from the eye and
Oh my god.
a ring or something hit him in the head.
Tell
And
people
Wild
who Josh
Bill gets in there and fucking he got arrested. And
Tell people who Josh Alexander is and what he did, so they know.
Josh Alexander is he stood up for the girl. Well, the girls in his school.
He was a 17-year-old kid. He's a
17-year-old kid, and the girls in his school came to him, and said, "Hey, man, we're getting harassed in the bathrooms by people who are pretending to be girls," and so he stood up and said something about it, and he's been persecuted ever since. He got kicked out, suspended, saying, "Hey, man, this is wrong." Don't and he's been doing it ever since, man. And he's getting nothing but harassed and beat up and.
Yeah, but now he's a celebrity because he's like standing up for, like he's a 17-year-old, very mature man.
Yes, but he should be concentrating on his education and not having to be in this hemisphere of shit.
I totally agree with that as well. But in my eyes, he's a hero, not a villain.
He is a hero. He's a fine young man and a courageous young man.
Yeah,
I get
it gives me hope for
But
the
he
future.
shouldn't have to be putting up with these crazy, kooky Antifa fucking weirdos, man.
Really?
Spitting on him and fucking hitting him and chasing him and doxing him and threatening his life. And it's like, you're 17, bud. You don't need it. That's fuck.
Yes, co-train. Billboard.
Which is
Chris.
why I go to, if I get a chance, I'll go to a fucking thing that he's at, him and Billboard Chris, because those fuckers won't fuck with him when I'm there and my buddies are there. But they tend to do it when we're not there for some reason.
Well, because we live in Hamilton, which can only be compared to like Brooklyn or maybe Harlem in the ghetto, and we grew up with an attitude because you had to survive. And we're street smart and people don't mess with us, but not everyone has that, and they should. It should be a course that you learn in school instead of this transgender shit. It should be street survival.
Yeah, well, kids should be learning how to. Kids, I read something today about kids should know more names of plants and flowers than they should know celebrities, right?
I'm glad. I hope they're still on strike, and I hope Hollywood sinks in the cesspool that it is.
Yeah, so Bill's out, so that means he'll be here tomorrow. He's coming to my house tomorrow. Winning.
Is he?
Yeah, and Jeff Evely, the guy from V4F.
Tomorrow's my birthday. I should come down.
Yeah, she should come down, man. I'm having burgers, and the gang will be here.
Could you imagine that live? Jesus fuck, Ricky. We might have to put it on private after.
Well, Redhead Rants will be here. Becky Bex will be here. A bunch of people will be here. I did not. The wife planned this, and then other people just fucking take over, and I'm just showing up. For fuck's sakes, I don't know. They like her better than me. I'm just here. I got firewood showing up tomorrow morning at 8:30. So I got to fucking stack firewood because we always.
Did y'all hear about the college student that killed her mom so her mom wouldn't find out she was kicked out of school? Jesus fuck! You know how many times I was kicked out of school?
Yeah.
After a while, they just gave up. Like I just took the bus into school for a ride. Like I lived in the country. It was like my transportation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I go to the library and hang out downtown and stuff. Yeah. I remember those
I
days.
would go drink in my friend's basement or venture out somewhere. And then I got a job. I wanted to make money.
Money good, yeah.
But our generation was the last one that could get away with doing that because you need all this education to get denied for a job. Huh?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't recommend trades more, man. Kids don't want to go into the trades. I don't know why. It's stupid. That's where the money is.
Yes,
That's
it
where the money
is.
is.
And it's a trade
And
that
it's
will
so
never
easy.
go away. It'll never go away.
They don't
Dude.
want to because it's actual work. They don't have to.
Yeah, but it's fun. If you look
yeah.
at it as fun, if you look at it as fun, it's fun. Like, and you get paid for it. It's like, yeah.
But it's physical labor. They don't get to sit down and sit on their phones all day and go on social media and everything else. They have to actually work and learn something as they progress.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad we grew up in the times we did. We didn't.
Yeah, we're lucky, man. I think we're the last. Well, Generation X, more or less, was pretty much the last generation of normal times. If you want to, what do you want to call it? The Atari generation, shit like that, outdoors and
Not
the
just
big
the time,
wheel and
but also the people and the ethics and the morals and the loyalty and the honesty and just who we are as people. I think we're the best. Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We grew up right, I think.
I think we're just very fortunate that we were the last ones before people had to really start locking their doors and watching their shit.
ColecoVision. I had Atari.
Oh, fucking hell, ColecoVision.
We had Atari. I can't tell you how many joysticks got thrown at my brother's heads. Like every one of them.
ColecoVision. Atari.
You were rich if you had ColecoVision. We were.
I wasn't rich, but we had Coleco, man. And Coleco was awesome.
We had Atari. We couldn't afford the ColecoVision. My dad was the only one that worked. And there was 4 kids.
I thought Atari was Coleco was more because you could hook it up to your computer. That's why I think.
We didn't even have a computer back then.
I didn't either, but it had the option, right?
Right.
Yeah, there was options. Coleco had options. Atari didn't have options. That's probably what you're paying for was the options.
Because Nintendo was the newer one of those two, but there was a third one: ColecoVision, Atari, and there was something else, right?
The only one that comes to mind next would be like Sega or Nintendo.
Well, there was Intellivision, then Atari.
Intellivision. Thank you.
Yeah.
I never heard of that one.
Yep, Intellivision. That's it. Thank you.
And there was Sega Genesis and.
Intellivision is the one I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah. I thought that was older than Coleco and Atari, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
It might be,
Yeah.
Because we had that, I think.
Yeah.
It had the dial on it. There's a dial on the fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had that one. You guys must have been richer than us, man. We was.
No, we weren't. No, man. No.
Well, I
Because you could fucking afford shit back then, man. Like sakes.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Fuck.
Hey, Smiley, younger. Sega.
Yeah.
Smiley's great. She's been with me for fucking years. How many channels? 5 channels, Smiley. We've gone through together. Huh?
Co-train, you are correct. I am old. Thank you.
No, we're not. We're not old.
Well, he said I'm old, and I said, yeah, I am.
It's all in how you feel.
Yeah.
I actually feel fucking old, so I am old.
I do too some days, and then other days I'm like, shit, man, I can't even be this old, really. Like,
I was at a bonfire party up in Nipissing, and they were passing around Lagavulin, Wisers, and moonshine.
oh fuck no.
And we were drinking this, I don't know, 95 proof fucking jet fuel and starting a fire with it and spitting on the fire.
That's a great idea, Hammered.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. So anyways, I fucking took a header and I broke a fucking table and I cracked the rib over here. I broke my tit.
Oh shit balls.
It's still it was like almost 2 weeks ago, and it still fucking hurts, man. Hurts when I cough. It's in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I can really hear it.
Dude, I
feel
broke 6 ribs at one time, and one went through my lung. And
Not
it
broke.
collapsed.
Well, if they were
And that
broke,
was like that was like a 2-month, 3-month. I had to use a wheelchair and a walker, dude. Like it was bad.
oh, man, broken ribs are no joke, man. Cracked
Yeah,
ribs.
they hurt. And when you cough or sneeze, it's like you just want to just die. Like it's like, oh
Ooh. Yeah, just even laughing. It's like, ooh.
yeah.
I still have a giant blood stain on the top of my shop stairs from the beginning of the summer when I fell walking up the stairs.
Yes. Oh my
And
god.
knocked myself out on the steel door. There's still a giant blood stain on the. I'm not cleaning it up. I think it's awesome. It's just it's just like
That's
remember to
scary.
walk right.
It's history.
That'd be a lesson to you, mister.
Yeah.
I can't even repeat some of the stories and things I've done in my younger, crazier days. Like, you guys think I'm crazy now. You should have seen me when I was in my 20s and 30s. Like, I was out of control. Like, and there's no evidence of it anywhere. Maybe on the wall, like pictures, like, you know, the paper pictures I used to.
Nobody had. There was no video cameras and
No, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too, right? Less cameras, good for me.
Well, now you have to assume as soon as you walk out your door that everything is on camera and being recorded.
Yeah, even in your house, like even like, well, I'm on camera right now in my house.
Coach Train, I'm sorry, you said you broke your tit.
Yeah, I broke
No,
my
that's
tit.
not hot.
So I fell. Apparently everybody said I did a good tuck and roll. So I tucked and rolled, and I broke the table with my left arm. And I landed on that, but they had these long concrete slabs, or stone slabs, and I landed right on the corner of that concrete slab, right in the corner of it, right there, right at my fucking tit, right here.
God.
I broke my tit. My tit's broken. It's a broken tit.
So does that mean you have an inverted nipple now? Or
I don't know. It's just
He's afraid to look.
I don't know.
What if you wiped it off? Like, what if it scraped off on the cement?
No, man. I just because you get that
Weird.
you get that bonfire blindness, right? So when you would stand up, you turn around, you can't see fuck all.
You know
I'm
what is
down.
a real fucking death trap, and these should be banned from society? Is those lawn chairs that have the feet out that you can put your feet on? You know, the long ones. You can't
Those
see those fuckers at night.
Yeah.
You cannot see those things at night. You trip over them every single time. I'm not kidding. And you
Yeah, I
take a
always
good one.
hear
Usually, you
that.
knock the wind out yourself too. It's like, oh man.
well, you just have to you have to be careful because if you fall into the fire pit over one of
Yeah.
those, that's a bad.
Yeah.
bad
Well, that doesn't happen yet.
That's
Yeah.
why I made sure I timbered the other way because like no man, seriously, I around my fire pit here, I make sure there's no obstacles around the fire pit, man. Because I know guys who've fallen in the fire and they got burned and shit.
Well,
And
yeah,
I almost have a couple
that'll
times.
happen.
But it's like
It was.
I don't like
It-
tripping over shit anyways. Like I'm a painter, so I hate shit under my feet.
The first thing I do is look and see if anyone's seen it. My buddy, for my 23rd birthday, they threw me a party. It was massive, right? Back then I knew everybody. So it was like, they're like,
Oh,
and this
I've
is when
seen
you,
it.
this is when you hid smoking joints, right? Because my parents and shit were there. So they're like, let's go smoke a joint. I'm like, all right. So like a group of us are walking off. Well, goddamn, didn't I trip over a trailer hitch? And nobody's seen. And I knocked the wind out of my. So
Oh,
She keeps zoning out. And then she comes back. there it is.
yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
This
That's
is weird
hilarious.
little
Does anybody,
female.
does anybody want to come up? Oh, they're saying they can't hear us.
Oh,
I'm actually Kim and Chris. I'm actually going to go. But thank you for having me on. It's good to talk to you both as usual.
thanks for the
Anytime.
story, man.
Keep me updated, man. Yeah, he's a good guy. Very good guy. I don't like cops, and this is the only one I like.
If I'm still alive, I'll update you. If not, then
Stop it. Listen,
fine.
I
I'll
will
be
fucking
fine.
drive my ass to the triangle of death and punch any doctor that tells you any shit different. It's a goddamn kidney stone, and that's it. And
The
they say
triangle.
don't drink beer, drink vodka.
I can't. I don't drink liquor, but
It's quicker.
Cranberry juice.
Oh yeah, that's
Cranberry
good. Vodka is my poison.
No,
But y'all have a
very
good night.
I love it.
Thank you for having me on, Ken. Good to talk to you, Chris. Everybody,
Yeah, man.
everybody that watched, thank you very much. I'll catch y'all later.
I'll talk to you
All right,
soon.
All right, see you.
Cheers. So hey, where'd you go? Did you cut out again? For fuck's sakes. No, maybe you fucked off too, and what am I here by myself?
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear?
Okay, all right. I forgot his name. Was it Mike?
Who was just on?
Yeah.
We call him Mr. Smith, but his name is Lev.
His name is what?
Lev, L-E-V, Lev.
LED, LED?
L-E-V is in Victor.
LEV, Lev?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, how am I supposed to remember that?
That's
Lev.
why a lot of people call him Mr. Smith, because it's easier.
Okay, cool. Well, I've chatted with him like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now. And
He's super decent dude, man. Very smart, and like I hate cops, but he's retired, but he's also like us.
I know. Well, we're all human. I get it, but I don't know. Yeah. Well, he seems like a decent shit. I like talking to him. The more I talk to him, the more I like him. So there's that.
And he can tell it from a professional perspective, and he thinks like us, so he can also to like on a human level as well. And to me, I didn't know him when he was a cop, but
Give it a second. He'll come back. You have to keep talking.
okay. Can you guys
I know,
hear
but
me now?
Yeah, but your stream spaces out for like
I know it
3
always does.
seconds. For 3 seconds, and you come back, and you get like a 3-second pause, and then you come back, and a 3
I
second
can
pause.
go out and come back if you don't mind being on by yourself for like 4 seconds while I do that.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I'll hold the fort.
Okay, you do that. Get people to come up.
All right. Hey, Grant's on, man. Grant, I can't. I'm a moderator. Can I pull Grant up? No, I can't.
No, I can't.
Ah, shit. No, I can block you, Grant. No, I wouldn't block you, man.
Is that better? I hope it's better.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know.
Grant's here. Hey, John.
John's in there.
What's going on?
You got way more people in your chats than I get mine. Michelle's doing better than me than I do.
Yeah, I don't get your notifications anymore. I don't know why.
No, man, I don't get notifications for anybody, ever. I have to go on.
Welcome to YouTube.
I have to look up lives and just refresh and see who's live, and every once in a while, boom, there's somebody. Hey, I know that person. I'm gonna go live.
Yeah, that's YouTube playing their games that they do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever. It's just fuck it. What
There's
can you
the
do?
link if anybody wants to come on. Grant, if you want to come on, I haven't talked to you in a while. What was the fire extinguisher advice? I didn't hear that one. It must have
I
been.
didn't hear that one either. Yeah, that was before I was.
Can you tell us? Because I didn't hear that. Or if
Yeah,
I did,
well-
I blocked it out already.
Mr. Smith will have to explain that one.
Um,
Yeah, everybody should have one. Really, should have one in your house.
The
I would
decline?
recommend- I would recommend the CO2 one personally. It's more multi-purpose.
As long as I have a window that I can jump out of and get my dog out of, I could give 0 fucks. You know what I mean? It's not my house. What's the fire extinguisher advice? Now I'm gonna have to call him and be like, "What you say that it cut me out?" Oh, okay, I'll have to check it out. His video, he posted a video about it yesterday. Does anyone want to come up? Because if me and Chris are left to our own devices, like this can go off the rails real quick.
Oh fuck yeah!
I'm not drinking because I'm saving it for tomorrow because I'm deciding if I want to sleep all day or party for my birthday. I don't know what to do.
Oh, it's your birthday, man. Why don't you mosey down here, man? I keep telling you to come down.
Because how the fuck do I get home, first of all, and then what do I do with my dog and on the other half of it?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, fucking.
That's
dog.
the problem.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Well, it's not a problem. It's your dog.
No, I mean the driving thing.
And that too, yeah.
That's the problem, because that's a $30,000 mistake either way, even if you fight it or if you win.
Yeah. I don't know, like, because there's people here that might be able to give you a lift and shit, and you know what I mean? Like, there's people here that'll, no one's gonna let anybody.
Well, if James
drive
is
and shit,
coming, yeah, but I don't do that. I'm not into that.
Oh, I know.
If
No one
James
here
comes-
isn't into that. But there's James will be here. Jess will be here.
Is
I don't
James
wanna
coming
volunteer.
from? Doesn't he live in Brantford, James Bullock?
No, he's up on the mountain. He's not that far.
Oh, I thought he lived in Brantford, for fuck's sakes.
No, he's up in Ancaster, I think.
Oh, well, that's not far.
No.
They should have something like a drunk Uber, like a Druber.
A
Where you can
diagonal, a diagonal Uber.
That's fucking jokes, man. That's hilarious.
No, co-train. I got a cat, man. This is not dog-friendly house, basically.
Well, and my dog is not really the type of dog that you can just take and he'll blend in. He's like, he's a little bit of a, he's very protective of his mama, and for some
I
reason
don't
he
like
thinks,
dogs, but like my cat. What's my cat gonna do? He's gonna go shit himself in the corner, and I gotta deal with a stressed out fucking cat for the next fucking couple of days.
my last dog, she was very timid. You wouldn't even know she was there. She'd hide under the table. But Dakota he's like a bull in a china shop. Like yeah, no.
Yeah, if anybody else, I usually recommend people don't bring their dogs because it's ain't a doghouse. I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Dakota's he's very big. He's like a little pony, and he's extra. Like, he's very protective of his mom, and I don't want him to like nip at somebody or something like that, because he thinks someone's within 10 feet of his mom. He thinks that he needs to protect him.
He's probably not going to be used to a bunch of people either, right? And it's like,
Well, no, I mean, I live in a
noisy
place that there's a
and-
bunch of. No, I live in a, like, you might as well say an insane asylum, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not the normal one here. But make a real.
yeah, it's just I don't know, man. What's your birthday? You know?
Fucking jokes. Where's
should-
Al been lately? I haven't seen Alan forever.
Yeah, I talked to him there a couple nights ago. I went live and we shot the shit.
I used to get your notifications, but sometimes YouTube does this thing where they change the settings and they turn off the bell, so you don't, even if you had it set to get your notifications, it will change itself. I don't know why, but
I only get
to freaking-
notifications. I never get notifications from anybody ever. I get a notification from some guy that I never watch.
Right? That's
never
what I've
watched.
been noticing also lately, is that they've been putting people that you don't even follow on your friggin' newsfeed, and it's like, what the hell is this?
I don't follow this guy. I sub to him. I should probably unsub him because maybe he's the reason why I'm not getting my notifications.
Yeah, it's
You know?
weird.
It's some
I don't know.
military block guy or something, and I fucking hooked on to, and I get his notifications religiously, but I never
And
watch.
ones you follow, you don't. That's why I
I don't even
message
like
you.
this shit, yeah, and I don't get anything like
It's like,
that. Oh no, I'll get Ferryman's tolls. No, I'll get notifications after they've already gone live. Thanks.
yeah. Right?
No, they're totally fucking with us on purpose because they don't.
I
want
know
to.
they are. It's all the good people that I love the most that I don't get. I was getting to the point where it's like, Chris, are you mad at me? Like, what the fuck?
No.
But I knew it was. I knew.
Oh fuck! I was up north, man. I just got back from up north, man, for like 12 fucking days. The first
really?
3 days, the first 3 days, I went to a 50th birthday party in Nipissing, and fucking that's where I broke my tit on the second night in. I still had a good time, man. It was fucking fun. And
That's hilarious.
and so from there, I went up north and went and worked at Derek's place. And
Oh, yeah.
Derek, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that sheeted, got a bunch of shit down there, got the roof on, and it's looking good.
Right on.
And so I worked through the fucking cracked rib. Fucking it hurt. It was cold, damp, and
Yeah.
fucking miserable, whatever. Hey, we got her done, man. It was fun. It was like it reminded me of like when we were younger, we built forts together when we were kids and shit. It's like that's just
Right?
it's like,
The good
kinda
old
like that.
days. Like, and then we used to
I
get enough
know.
snow that you could build snow forts and like have
Yeah.
caves and shit.
yeah, it reminded
John,
me
where
of
do you
those
live?
days.
Because there's more mentally ill people everywhere.
It's so brought back memories like that, like like good times and Maritimes. But I wish I had my A game and not my fucking C game. You know what I mean? And I wish I was more prepared. Like it was the I wish trip. Because I didn't know I was going to be there. It was a last minute decision because we're in Nipissing. We're like,
Right.
you know, like we might keep going. And I didn't have my drills. I didn't have my long johns. I didn't have my boots. I didn't have my sleeping bag, for fuck's sakes. I didn't have my fucking air mattress. No, I borrowed Jess's air mattress from the party. So if she wasn't there, I would have had that fucking air mattress. And Lisa there she owns the place. She lent me her sleeping bag and she lent me her boots, which I needed for the first 2 days because it's fucking pissing down fucking rain. So we bought rain slickers and we're outside working in the rain and shit. And yeah, we got fucking shit done, man. When we go to work, we don't fuck around. We just go do something, right?
Yep.
Well, we can have beers, but it's not all party. It's time to go to work. I brought my fishing rod and everything. Fucking fishing. I'm Northern Ontario. And I brought my fishing rod and I didn't even fucking dip it in the fucking water once. It pisses me off, really.
Well, that tells me we're busy, but actually it's funny because I commented on one of Michelle's posts. I'm like, where's Crispin? And she's like, he went fishing, but I didn't know you were up north fishing. I thought you were just like, you know, down at the harbor or something, right?
Nope, I didn't have a chance. That fishing rod stayed in the back fucking back window of the car. I never even had a chance to fucking fish. And everywhere I drove, when you're up north, man, when you're up north and you're driving along, you see all those rivers and all those creeks. You're like, oh my fucking Christ! Right? I know there's fish in there. I know there's fish in there. Oh, it's painful to drive past all those places. Like, oh, fuck. No, I can't. Yeah, I don't announce my plans and let people know. Yeah, she's alone. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny. Do you live near the Grand Canyon? I would love to see a video of that.
Unless you bleed on the streets. That was close.
Okay, so what does it say? The more you sweat in training, the less you bleed on the streets.
Teaching says the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed on the streets. Yeah.
See, if I wasn't so against what I think the police stand for now, people like us with the bus cops, because we would know how to identify, you know, shady characters.
No, I like that saying. It's a damn good saying, and it makes sense. Like that goes for anything, for anybody, really. Like, build your cardio, be in shape, keep your head in a swivel.
Well, I've lost a fucking shit ton of weight. I'm trying to lose more. You know.
No, everybody's got earbuds.
You hit plateaus, right?
You know. No, people have earbuds in. They have no situational awareness at all. They got earbuds in and fucking hoodie on. And they're like, do.
Oh, no.
And they're all like, they got the fucking gamer body and shit. Like, you're just a prime target for anybody, man. Like, fuck. Like, Jesus. I don't know. Guys and girls, man. Like, people are just so oblivious to their surroundings. And they have no idea, man. Like, the I don't know.
Amen.
The caliber of people that they're bringing in from other countries right now don't give a shit about whether you're paying attention or not. They'll sucker you right from behind. Boom. Down you go.
Well, I seen it earlier in the chat.
Goes your money. You know?
I seen it earlier in the chat that they're doing the same thing because Mexico border, I guess, is pretty easy to just walk across from what I'm told by a lot of people down there. And a lot, just to give, you know, the people from other countries an idea, our numbers of population have gone up. What was it? 3 million people in the last 3 years?
I think it's 4.
Or 2 million. No, it went from 37 million to 40 million when they had us on lockdown. So get this, you guys, tell me this isn't shady. Is not only are they sneaking them in the back door at an illegal border crossing, bypassing the immigration process, but while they're telling us we can't move, they're bringing in fucking people that are bypassing the immigration process. So, and they've increased our population by 3 million, causing the housing crisis.
Sure. You see the train loads coming in up through California there and down the States?
No, did you see that fucking scrap in Calgary with the pipes and the cops were even afraid to break it up?
Oh,
I think Terry showed up on one of his shows. It was a scrap.
Trains or the Air Trains and some other fucking faction?
No, it was in downtown Calgary, like near the train station. And these were two like gangs, rival gangs. They were literally beating each other with like 5-foot pipes, and the police themselves were afraid to step in and stop it. And now there's a couple theories on that. Either one, they were afraid to stop and didn't want to get involved, or B, I was also told that they're sneaking in military through that way to pretend like they're immigrants to prepare for what's coming. Do you know what I mean?
Either way, I've watched them. I've watched these Middle Easterners fight and stuff.
Yeah, they don't cover anything in Brampton.
They can't fight. They can't fight. They can't shoot. They're just
Brampton's been
angry.
like a
And they're
war zone
saying
for the
shit.
last couple of years, and they don't even understand it because they don't show it on TV.
They're fucking retarded. Like, this is why every Canadian soldier in history has been worth like fucking 5 times whatever enemy they went against. If you look at Korea, at Cap Young, like, that's the latest example. We laid waste to so many fucking Chinese and North Koreans. It was ignorant. And
Well, now it's this Khalistan group they're speaking of, and apparently, Jagmeet is a supporter of it. And the little knowledge that I have is that they're very violent people. And that's all I know. That's all I know about it. Like, I've heard some other
you can
things.
be violent all you want. You can be violent all you want. If you don't know how to fucking fight, well, then you're fucked. Because
Well, no, but they're coming here.
they're out training in the woods up in northern Ontario, and they're shooting AK-47s up in the air, and they're shooting like they're fucking morons. They're fucking
Well,
morons.
but the thing is do you think they're coming here to adapt to our culture or to change our
Ooh.
culture?
What do you think?
We used to have this thing in Alberta: fit in or fuck off, and I think it applies everywhere.
Yep.
I
And it
would
will.
never, ever in a million years go to a foreign land or country and be like, okay, this is how you do it. Now it's our way. Like, I wouldn't. I mean,
And driving and driving and shitting. We are shitting and driving and driving and shitting.
yeah, I would never, ever be that type of person. And I'm pretty like, don't give a fuck-ish, right? But I wouldn't be like that. Like, I mean,
They cut holes in the bottom of their fucking truck so they can shit and fucking on the drive. So
you're kidding.
well, Aaron was telling me this. His brother-in-law or somebody, one of his friends, had a garage, and they brought their truck in. They put the fucking thing in the hoist. They hoisted it up,
Huh.
and all the way down the fucking underneath, the whole undercarriage of the truck is just covered in shit and toilet paper. And he immediately lowered it down. Boom. Said, "Get your fucking truck out of here and don't ever fucking come back."
Okay, I do have a funny story.
Shitting and driving and driving and shitting and shitting and driving and
I do
driving.
have a funny story from Calgary, okay? It's a very multicultural place, even when I lived there all those years ago. And again, different culture, different ways of life. But there was a guy that one of the supervisors walked into the washroom, and I guess they didn't use toilet paper or have it in their country. And he was literally washing his ass in the sink. And God, did I die of laughter when I heard that. I was like, you're not even being for real. Like, oh my God. But yeah, he was washing his ass in the sink. I just thought, wow, like, holy shit.
Gotta wash your bum.
Well,
When
I mean,
When you're shitting and driving and driving and shitting, you have to wash
not
your
in a workplace public washroom. Maybe do that at home. You know what I'm saying?
bum. Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Some people have no class, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
You never
no.
catch a woman doing that shit.
This is what they do. They're shitting on the beach. They're fuck. It's like these people just fucking shit anywhere, man. Like, come on. Oh well, hey, that's what happens when you have 75% of your population's inbred.
Well, I don't know about inbred, but just different ways of life.
That's man. You can't keep marrying your first cousin and having children and not have a fucking inbreeding population, right?
Oh dear.
I am Terrorist, domesticus, Caucasianist, don't you know? I have to live up to my reputation.
I will encourage everybody again. I did at the time when it came out, but do you remember the movie the series actually that Aaron Gunn has been putting about Canada is dying, Vancouver is dying, blah blah blah, showing the truth of what's going on. And this one was Vancouver is dying, and he showed about the van with all the drugs. And then he showed about the tent city and talking about the mayor of tent city, and the police will not even go into this area because they're dangerous.
But I would like to say, just for reference, this is not. I did not come up with this title. This was Jake's title, the Goat Man up north. He came up with this, and I pissed myself laughing. And he's used it a few times on Ferryman and shit. But I couldn't help myself. It was already on there, so I just went with it. And yeah, so this is the second time I used it because I just think it's funny. Terroristus domesticus Caucasianus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going Latin now. We're going back to Roman times, man.
What?
No, I'm using someone else's handle. I shouldn't be. He might be mad, but I'm just borrowing it because it's funny. I'm just borrowing it. It's funny. I come up with your own shit, Chris. For fuck's sakes. I probably spelt it wrong too.
I can't see shit because I'm on my phone, and I'm even wearing my glasses to boot, and I still can't read.
Yeah, I don't know. I should probably just went on and have some bad influence instead of whatever, you know. But it's
You should have what?
I don't know.
What?
Gun, bomb, knife, rope.
What? Oh,
That's-
I know what you're saying.
No,
A
it's
lot
an
of people
inside-
don't. They misunderstand
inside
that. It's a
Inside joke.
diag-along thing.
Yeah, I know it's a dag thing. It's an inside joke because we're fucking with YouTube because they're fucking with us anyway. So we say fuck it.
I know, but the timing of saying that at this moment when we know what's going on and they don't is kind of
Yeah, well, once you see some things, man, you can't unsee them. And I know
that's the problem. That's
Lev
the problem.
understands that. Like, it's a good thing because once you're red pilled, you can't unred pill yourself. Really.
Oh, dude, I'm black pilled, fucking red pill. Never mind.
Oh, I'm trying not to
But
be
there's
black.
good reason.
Trying to
And
be
I talk to my one buddy all the time, and he's like, your channel will grow if you stop talking about politics. And I'm like, dude, if you think I'm talking about politics, you haven't been paying attention. Like, it's nothing. Yes, it's about it, but it's what it's done to people and my friends
Yeah.
and my life and my family and my people. Like, it's what
They're
I see on
paying-
the streets.
They're paying very close attention to us. So if we're not paying close attention to what they're doing, trust me when I say they're fucking definitely fucking meddling with us, man. Like, so if you're not fucking cluing in what the fuck they're doing, it's like someone sneaking in and fucking your wife in the middle of the night. Like, that's
Do they not
fucking
think we know where the? Do you not think they escape when we go to us? Do they honestly think that we don't know where they're at? Because we do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. So friggin' weird, man. Like, these guys honestly think I believe most of them. A lot of them are just psychopath narcissists, but a lot of them are just brainwashed and they believe what they believe. They think that they're so used to virtue signaling and that's become part of their persona.
You're cutting out.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm a great person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Look at me.
He doesn't even know what groceries cost because he doesn't do it. He's banning plastic bags. Well, dude, you don't even pick up your own dog shit then, do you? Because what the fuck are you supposed to pick? My dog's a horse. I need like a bigger bag than a friggin' dog bag.
You fucking
His
shovel
shits
a
are big as my
wheelbarrow.
head, okay? Like, fuck off. Yes. Like, I want to just scream at him into reality. But you know what I really want to do is I have some like killer info, right? That since everything is a free for all right now, I just want to kind of remind people of things, especially around this time, that would not put him in a favorable light. That probably helped contribute to me losing my last channel. I'm not gonna lie. But it's his own stepbrother saying, whatever they have on you, Justin, you need to get out now. You have kids to think about. And then he goes on to say, before everything came out, and this is a quote, and I'm going to say allegedly because I don't want my channel taken down yet. Give it time. Allegedly, according to Kyle Kemper, Justin Trudeau's half-brother, he said, maybe somebody gets you in a room and maybe something happens and maybe they blackmail you. And it's like, gee, maybe that's exactly what happened at the school, in my opinion, allegedly, notwithstanding, like, only for entertainment purposes. Don't strike me. Like, this is not my words. If you need a source, I can provide the source. Don't come at me, YouTube. Because I've got Rumble, I got to learn how to use it, and I'm going to stream on Twitter too, because they let me get away with more. But I don't know how to use Rumble. I'm old, man.
Rumble's all right. I'm starting to use it a little more.
But I can watch streams on it, but I don't know how to to post on it. Like, I don't really understand it that much. And
You need
TikTok
the
to me
app.
isn't.
There's
From
an
what
app, and you have to have a cell phone. You have a
Well,
cell
I have
phone.
it. I have it, but I just don't. I've never used it yet. So, and then the other one, TikTok, to me seems like it's a kid one, and it seems like everybody just sits there with like bouncing to music with words on their screen, looking like a fucking tool. That's what I think of TikTok. Like, I laugh at these 40-year-olds that are doing it. It's like, dude, you're not a fucking teenager. Get the fuck off there. You're embarrassing yourself. Stop it now. Stop. Just stop. Like.
I think TikTok should be banned, man, to be honest with you.
Well, according to, the elites, they're not allowed to have it on their cell phones. But we're allowed to have them in our country at police stations. That's okay. That's not a threat. Don't worry about it. But don't you dare post a video sitting bopping to music with words coming across your screen. You 50-year-old goof. Like, fuck off. God, these people irritate me. Their logic is so retarded. Like, I mean, they're not even on the same level or plane or planet as us.
Oh, I rolled a joint.
Oh, okay, cool. You went quiet there. I thought.
Puff, puff, pass, Michelle.
I know. Well, she's rolling one.
Maybe I should do the same.
Otherwise, she's all quiet. She got there fucking spinning one up.
Sitting there going, hee, I'm getting ready.
Yeah, well, when you get quiet, it's like when a kid gets quiet or when a dog gets quiet or an animal gets. It's like, what's
When
going
I
on?
get quiet,
What's going on?
when I get quiet, there's a reason.
Right. That's when I get nervous, right?
Yeah, that's when everybody should be nervous when I'm not fucking spouting off.
Here.
Hey, all right, what's going on?
What's going on over there? What's going on in your head? What are you thinking?
Why the quiet? I don't like
Yeah.
the quiet. Quiet freaks me out.
Yeah, it should. That's what it's designed for.
I don't like that quietness.
Roger that, especially when you're an outgoing person, right? So instead, I just go like I fade away into the background for a little bit and just keep my eye on everything. I heard it before and I never believed it because I'm not a quiet person, but I've heard that they learn the most. And now I'm starting to realize when you just sit back and observe, just let people talk and listen because they'll tell you who they are, right?
Yep, I'm guilty of that.
And when they show you who they are, believe them. Don't doubt it. Don't question it. Believe them. Because they're just going to play a game on you. They're going to figure out how to play you, and then they're going to manipulate you and fuck you over. So I don't give them a chance anymore. I just sit back and watch.
No, I listen. When I get older, I start listening more now.
Hang on a
Like,
second.
everyone's-
Who is it? Who's me? What? Why? Hang on. Chris, handle this. I think someone stole my card. They can't be. Watch out. Oh, they can be. I don't know.
Someone stole her car.
That's what it sounded like. She
That's what I thought she said. Why did she take the dog with her? For fuck's sakes.
Well, in case the dog gets too.
No, that's what the dog's for. Yeah, dog's like, hey, man, let me out there. Oh, for fuck's sakes. What? Someone's towing your car or stealing your car? I thought someone was taking your car. Yeah, well, this escalated real quick, eh, John? Fuck. Just a little. Yeah. Shit. Well, we can all fucking imagine what the fuck's going on right about now.
I think we're all trying to listen.
I think the guy said Pete. Did he say me or Pete? I don't know. I thought I heard Pete at the door. It's me, Pete.
Well, then she at least knows him.
I would have taken the dog with me. By the collar, of course.
Oh, we're talking too much, yeah.
What do you mean we're talking too much?
No, the cops are probably like, oh, let's get her distracted. They're getting too heated.
What are you talking about?
It's another way to get the government to shut you up. Oh, we can't arrest you, but
They don't have the resources to fuck with us, man. They just get YouTube and all those guys to do it for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Analyzing this.
We're whack-a-mole. They can't fucking get us all. There's just too many of us out there fucking blabbing our mouths off. They can't get all of us, so they have to go, oh, YouTube. Oh, please, Rumble, can you please take, Russell Brand down? Can you take these guys down? We don't like them. It's owie words. Owie words. We don't like it. Can you take it down? It's like, no. Go fuck your hat. Play whack-a-mole. Oh, you want to smash this channel? Okay, fine. We'll start another one. Whatever. These guys are hilarious. Smoke shit's coming down fucking like It's going down. It's a roller coaster. It's up here right now, and it's about to go. You know, like my life's always been like a roller coaster. I've had lows and highs and highs, and when you get up here, you're like, oh fuck, I'm up here now. I know something's gonna happen. Oh, sure enough, something happens, and you're going down here, and then you go back up again. Yeah, that's where the wokeism's at. It's up here, and it's on the fucking precipice, the apex, and it's fucking going down.
It's gonna be funny trying to watch the politicians backpedal it.
Well, they can't backpedal. They're trying.
No, they're not. They're right into it. They're pushing it.
I know,
But
dear.
when it's
like,
unpopular, how are they gonna get back?
but there's so many millions of people out there that just buy the propaganda, and they're blatant of the hypocrisy and the double standards. They don't even see it. They're full of it themselves.
Oh, they're pompous asses.
That's why they won't argue with you or debate you, because they can't, because they're
Trumpets are
it's
air horns.
hypocritical and delusional. It's retarded.
Changing.
Yeah, life is a roller coaster, Smiley, for sure, man. And I use the analogy roller coaster and a ladder too. Like you're climbing up a ladder. It's a ladder of life. Every once in a while, you'll slip and fall, and you go down 2 or 3 steps. Sometimes you go down all the way, fuck, to the bottom. It's like, oh fuck. But you climb back up. You have to, because it's life. And if you don't climb back up and you stay down there, well, that's not good, because that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be sleeping in a tent in the fucking park. You know, like it's a ladder. Climb one rung at a time. One rung at a time. Sometimes you'll slip down a couple because it gets slippery, but you just keep fucking climbing. That's all, man. It's the roller coaster analogy and the fucking ladder analogy. I've always gone by that, really. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a painter. I like roller coasters. One step up, 2 steps down sometimes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but you keep climbing.
But sometimes
So now you're up 4 or 5, 6 steps, and then you go down 2 steps or 3 steps, and then you keep climbing, and now you're up 7 steps. The way she goes, boys. Yes, Grant. It's the fucking way she goes, eh? Fucking way she goes. But you keep climbing, man. You have no choice. Keep climbing. No fucking lanyard. No safety net. No safety rope.
Oh,
There's no
that's
bouncy
it.
castles at the bottom of the ladder. You just climb that fucking ladder,
It's no
man.
fun if it's safe.
No, it's not fun if it's safe. Fucking safety sucks. Fuck the safety. I hope she's not fucking getting mugged or something right now. Jesus, Kim.
Too bad she didn't take the phone with her.
Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that?
That would have been good.
Some guy shows up her door. He's like, oh, what's that? Fuck. Is her car gone? Someone steal her car? Someone towed her car? Did that guy fucking just go fucking grab her? And yeah, I hope she's okay too, Smiley. I'm fucking freaking out, man. It's like, what the fuck? That was a weird knock on the door at this time of night, you know?
Oh, it's 10.
Something about her car, and I don't hear the fucking dog anymore. That kind of weirds me out too. Yeah, that's enough, man. Holy shit.
Ah.
Oh fuck.
It's taking longer than what I thought.
Well, yeah. No, we're all concerned. I don't feel appropriate talking about some other topic or anything while she's possibly getting fucking mugged or something. Fuck.
Or it could be okay.
What? Yeah.
Maybe she thought she shut her show down.
I don't know. Maybe she's out there kicking somebody's ass. I don't fucking know.
Oh, and I would like to see that too. I'm sure she could. Me?
I don't know either. I can't get there.
No. Really don't care.
I don't know where she lives, so I can't fucking call and say, hey, I want to go over and check on Kim.
It's not like Bigot Street.
No, it's not
you
Bigot
just
Street.
Go down the street and go, hey, what's up?
Ah, shit. Shit.
Get worse.
No, but well, she left the fucking live going. Fuck. I hope she's fucking all right. I'm sure she's okay, man. Like,
The dog stopped
I'm
barking.
not gonna overreact. Yeah, the dog stopped barking. He probably hears her out there talking or something. Shit.
Go down and bark in your back, but-
What? Hey, dog, bark. I forgot the dog's name. Rex? No. I should know this. Wait, I heard a noise.
I see Kim's tripping. Huh?
Yeah, she was doing live for Dakota. That's all right. Thanks, man. Yeah, I have a hard time remembering names. Yeah,
That's what
really.
I said. Where's
Yeah.
the dog?
Yeah, where's the dog? Why is the dog quiet?
Maybe that's a good sign. Yes, he knows a person.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Freaking Kim, I can't.
No one can shut her down.
Nobody can shut. I can't shut you down, or nobody can
Well,
shut you
I wanna
down.
See what happens to her.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck.
Right? It's not like you want to shut it down.
No. Fuck sakes, Kim, don't make me come over there. Yeah, he is always barking. I don't know why he's not barking now.
But he just stopped. He didn't go. Or
Yeah.
And then like you hear a door.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, I hear some commotion. Oh, there's the door. There she is.
Oh, there's a cat. Hope you didn't hear her.
Oh, that's here. Oh, fuck. I thought it was there.
No, it's the kitty.
Kim. Kim. Gaga. Gaga. Did you hear that? No. Fuck. Shit. Well, this is not the same as me passing out at live on stream for a couple hours. This is different.
No. This
This-
is like what the fuck's up.
At least when I pass out on stream, everybody knows where I'm at. I'm sitting there snoring, but I don't know where Kim's at, and it's concerning. I'm not paranoid. It's just like, where'd you go?
Well, it's a little concerning.
Well, yeah, someone knocks on your door, and you're like, oh, okay. And she goes out. And it's like,
But hey, I got you out in a panic though.
fuck's sakes. Something with her car, and she went outside, and now she's not coming back. Fuck's sakes. This is not good. Hey, I hear something. Wait.
Sorry, no?
Ah, you're alive.
Hey!
Yay. You're not dead.
Oh my God, you guys.
What happened?
What
Fuck.
happened?
Oh my fucking God. Okay, just a minute. I gotta get my head together. Oh, I can't believe what I just heard.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So my landlord just knocked on the door and said, there's a tow truck outside.
Mhm.
And he's towing your car. And I was like, okay. So I run outside of my socks. And Grant, hang on, he's coming on. Sorry, Grant, I couldn't add you before I was outside.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, we're just
So
worried
I
about
go
you.
outside and I talked to the tow truck driver and I was like, dude, are you towing my car? He's like, no. And it turns out I fucking know the guy. We went to fucking public school together. And I was like, holy shit. So no. So we were just shooting the shit. Like, no, my car's not even like I don't have a loan on it or anything. So it's not like they were coming to repossess it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so we knew each other. So then we were just like catching up because we haven't seen each other in a long time. And we're like, did you know this guy died? Like, I had to choose between his and another guy's funeral to go to.
Oh fuck, that sucks. You got to choose between the funeral to go to. Shows how many funerals there are lately. Fuck sakes.
Yeah.
This is all that I know. Are you guys there? Because it's
Yeah.
God, I feel sick. I want to puke over this. What I just heard was I knew that he had committed suicide. I knew that he had been
Oh God.
he was on his way to like we live in Brantford. He's on his way to Norwich County, about a half-hour drive. He was on the phone with his girlfriend and he was talking about suicide, and she's like, well, why don't you just go kill yourself? And he pulled over. She told him to do it. She watched him die, waited for him to be dead, and then called 911. And I just feel sick. If that's true,
Oh,
like that's very specific information that nobody even
No doubt.
knows. And there was a case of that happening in the US and the girl went to jail, and I am
Yes.
going to get to the fucking bottom of that, because if that
Yes.
happened, I know that entire family, they would chop her fucking head off. Like, I mean, I'm shaking. Even if it's not true, that's very disturbing. But I know
I know a girl did that to a good buddy of mine. She did the same thing.
that's insanity to me, because I went through this with Andrew and I did everything in my
Oh.
power to stop him.
Oh, that's you know women better than I do, but you should
I-
know what they can be like.
I don't know anybody capable of that. Not
No,
not
women-
anybody in my life.
Fucking
that's psychotic.
That
Yeah.
is that. Yeah.
because they think it's a joke. They think he's just fucking calling their bluff, and men don't. When men commit suicide, they commit to suicide. They're not like women who just slash themselves. When guys commit suicide, they fucking do it. Look at the stats. Men are like highly successful at committing suicide, whereas women do it for attention. Right?
No, not attention, but they just don't have as high a success rate as
Because
men.
they're not as good at it. Because when men fucking commit to something, they fucking commit to it and they do it.
I
That's
guess
what we're
that's
good
why
at.
it's called
We're good at doing
So
something.
what I was also
We're
told,
builders. We're fucking thinkers.
what I was also told is that there is a video of it. So if there's truth, it's going
Yeah,
to be
right.
found out, because the police
Yeah.
can go into his Facebook account. This was done on Facebook Messenger. And
Right.
Wow.
holy fuck, I don't know what to do with this,
Wow.
because if I go to the sister and mention it, because I know she would talk to me. I've known her since she was like 6 years old. But that, I gotta do a little investigation of my own first.
Oh yeah, Detective Kim's on the job. Fuck yeah.
Well, I want to find out who this girl was, first
Yeah.
of all.
Yeah.
And then go
God,
from
you
there.
because if she actually fucking did that, man,
Yeah,
fuck her. Fuck
oh,
her.
yeah. No
Fucking-
sympathy. Because that family is completely, I know what suicide does to a family. I've gone through it. Okay. Too many times. 4 times actually.
Oh, this
So
My buddy Ben across the street. And I told you this story before.
mhm.
He was a good friend of mine. He's helped build. There's still things here that are built. My stairs, my gate.
Yeah.
He was my neighbor and my friend, man. I worked together with
Yeah.
him on many jobs.
Yep.
He's a family man. He had 5 kids.
Yeah.
One of them turned out brown, and he thought, "Well, that's okay because there's brown Scottish people in my blood." It's like completely oblivious to the fact that it was a drug dealer's fucking kid, but whatever.
Yeah.
He was married to a fucking whore, native
Yeah.
fucking whore. She's a cunt.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
he told her. He said, "Listen, you don't have to work. I will work. You raise the kids. All I want you to do is stay home, raise the kids. I go work." He just wanted to be a family man. That was his dream. And he told her, "If you ever fucking leave me, I'll commit suicide. I'll hang myself.
Did you ever take the kids?
If you ever take the kids or take the kids away from me, whatever, I will fucking hang myself." Yeah,
That's a hell of a thing to put on
Right.
somebody though. You know
Right,
what I
but he-
mean?
I know, but he told her that. He said, "Don't fucking take the kids from me, man. Like I'll hang myself." No, she was a nut. If you knew her, she was just a fucking psycho. Like
Psycho bitch.
psycho bitch. And
Not that
Ben,
I'm defending her,
I
but
know, I know, but Ben put up a lot from her. Everybody tried to tell him to fucking leave her and stop with her and let her take the kids, man. But
yeah.
he told her that that's what he would do. So then COVID came, and sure enough, this guy's a working man, and now
Right.
he's not working. Now he's at home, and what do you do when you're at home? You drink more. So now you're drinking with this crazy fucking native
Well, he
fucking
probably just
broad.
wasn't bringing home enough money.
Wasn't bringing home enough money, and he was drinking. So she kicked him out of his own house. He just got the fucking house,
Whoa.
and I called it. I said he's gonna get a house, and she's gonna take that house from him and the kids. I called it for fuck's sakes, but everybody tried to fucking warn him, but he would not listen. Didn't matter. Anyway,
I understand.
so COVID hits. She kicks him out. Tries to take away the kids from him. What does he do? He hangs himself in the house, and she
Oh my
allows.
God.
And she comes home and she allows all the fucking kids to see him hanging there.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's a fucking charmer.
She just
If I
gave
ever
them all PTSD for life now.
She's been doing it on purpose. She's been making those kids fucking fucked up in the head on purpose for the disability checks.
She smiles when they.
They're all smart kids. They could have been way smarter, but she's been making them dumber on purpose so that she can get the checks. I shit you not, because I sat right across the street and I fucking observed this, man.
I believe you because you've got good instincts from what I can tell.
Well, I spend a lot of time on my porch drinking beer and just watching the
Yeah,
fucking
you see everything, right? Yeah.
And Chloe, the brown one, like I don't mean to sound that make that sound racist, but she's the darker kid of all the kids.
One of the family.
She's the only one in the family who's dark.
Yeah.
But I love her, man. She's a great kid. But she was
Yeah.
sitting next to me crying her eyes out because the two of them were out there fucking arguing one day, screaming and hollering at each other, and she was crying. Made me fucking cry, man. So we're both sitting there crying on my fucking porch while those two were fucking whipping beer bottles.
Did she still live in the house?
No, they moved out to Dunville and got the house, and that's the house he hung himself in because during COVID.
Yeah, you don't want to stay there. How long ago was this?
A couple of years ago now.
Yeah, too.
You know what my concern is for those kids. PTSD is a fuck of a thing, especially at a young age. I couldn't even imagine that. It's hard to navigate as an adult, but to see your parent, especially, she should never have allowed that, no matter how evil, and she sounds evil.
Kids would have been better off with just Ben and not her. She should have been the fuck out of the fucking picture, and it should have just been Ben and maybe another woman, hopefully. But Ben, man, like everybody tried our best to fucking warn him, and he would not listen, man.
Well, love is blind, but the neighbors ain't, right?
Fuck, man.
Well, that's the victim of living with a narcissist, right?
That's right.
You got that conditional fucking situation where you're always trying to seek approval and do right by them and blah 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 blah. And
Well, then ultimately,
I
you start
know that
believing.
guy, man. I know this since grade 10, for fuck's sakes. He was a good guy, man. Fuck.
Ultimately, you start believing the shit that they tell you because they warp your mind in every possible way, right? Like, it's hard for someone to believe who's never been in that situation. But that is absolutely crazy.
I had a buddy like that. I'd known the guy for over 40 years, and back in the day, it was like, "Fuck, you're a lazy psycho, man. Get the fuck away from her, man." And every time he tried to, reason with her and everything, she'd literally start smashing windows, and then she'd call the cops on him and have him fucking arrested. And
nobody else gets any friggin' notifications.
Assault and all this shit. And yeah, it was just. I had to basically cut the cord and say, sorry, man. I mean, I can't be around this fucking arguing and fighting all the time. And it's just drama. And she's just competing with his friends for his attention. Right. So that's the way it rolled out. And it was a hard fucking deal. And lost a good number of years of friendship with the guy because of it. Right. But I'm glad you're okay, Kim. I'm glad everything was all right. I mean, having a weird discussion like that. It's kind of like that other thing there. You had that stream, Kim. Kim, you there?
She froze up.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Her stream's been freezing.
Oh, one of the houses that we were looking at, one of the first houses we looked at when we were buying this one, my aunt told me, good thing you didn't buy it, because when she was in high school, one of her classmates hung himself in the garage.
Oh, in the garage. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the houses we went and looked at before we bought this one, there was a nice side garage, man. And I liked that house. It was in a good spot.
But it was small.
It was small, but we don't need
But it
big.
was smaller than our apartment.
Yeah, but the garage was cool. It was a good sized garage. Old garage, but solid. And I was all about the garage, but whatever. Yeah, glad we didn't buy it because somebody hung themselves in that garage. Whatever.
Yeah.
Could have been bad juju. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, you never
No,
know. Right?
whatever. This house is 100 years old. Who
Yeah,
died?
you don't even know, right? Yeah,
Fuck.
you don't even know the history of your own house, right? So
So
unless somebody tells you.
Excultus says, so I'm not subscribed to anyone here, yeah? Why did I get a live notice on my phone about this? Live just now. Like, yeah, everybody that we want to get notifications don't get them, and now we're just getting random people get notifications. Oh shit, Kim's gone.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, how can Kim be gone and we're still here? That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
It's her show, man.
Maybe she just paused it and like had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, there she
yeah.
is. Okay. Fuck, that freaked me out.
Kim.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's the Kim show.
It's they played these little games. Like we've had this love-hate thing with a long time on YouTube.
Yeah. What I was going to say, Kim, was you were talking about Justin's brother and all that, and then I remember you had a stream about, I guess, 2 months ago now, and you were talking with that French guy, and he was telling you some stuff. Remember? It was running a bit late, but he was saying some stuff, and then he was talking about that rapper guy that made up a
Fuck's
song.
sakes, what's going on, man?
Super
Cut out again. Sorry. All I heard was French guy.
Remember that French guy you were talking to, and he was friends with those guys that did that rap video or whatever.
Mr. Green Thumb, yeah.
Yeah. And he was telling you some kind of freaking whatever, deep.
Yes.
Deep topic, yeah.
That can't be easily.
Yeah. Did you get any further on that discussion or what?
No, her audio is crapping out, man.
Yeah.
1 sec. I'll be right back. I'll try again. 1 second. Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Be
All
ready.
right.
All right. Go. I love that, man. Chris, I missed you, man. I missed you, honestly, man. I missed you. Michelle kind of filled in the gap. That was nice. Having the girls out, Becky Becks and Redhead Rants. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
she's getting more views and likes, and she even got more fucking subscribers. I don't want more subscribers. Man, fuck's sake, she can get her own goddamn channel.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Kim. Awesome.
You hear it loud and clear?
For now.
Yeah,
No, but you reminded me now that I want to get in touch with him and find that out.
Yeah, because I went in pretty deep, and he was touching on stuff because he was directly involved.
Well, he's actually involved.
Connected.
Yeah, he's actually involved in the lawsuits, and he's like, I can't discuss it without my lawyer, and especially in public on the live, right?
Well, yeah. I remember.
But everything I know, he knows even more details about.
Right. Well, you guys were cutting into something pretty serious there, and I kind of mentioned it to a few people that what you were talking about, and it was linking. There was a definite connection to some other things that were, you do the forensic mapping, right? And you can kind of connect the dots after that, right? Doesn't take too much after.
I tried sharing it on here, okay? Like about 6 months ago, I came across a website that someone had put together about somebody, Fancy Socks. And when I found it, called my American friend, and I'm like, "You're with this so censored here. I can't share this. As soon as I do, they're gonna zap me, right?" Yeah. And I was like, Jesus, like I don't know, like I was literally sick to my stomach because I'm like, this is so bad that like people will come knocking on my door, right? And so I took 2 of the most mild things that I could possibly share, and within 10 minutes of both of them, I got strikes.
Really?
So you tell me they're not covering shit up. Yeah, but if you're on Twitter, it's my pinned tweet, and it's all right there for everybody to see. And go give her,
the
because it'll think it's battleship.
I can hear the honking coming.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming down, buddy.
The train, fucking train time.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait. Is that it?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's it for now.
Oh,
there'll be more.
I wish I was better at editing because I have so much information that I could put out. especially at this crucial time right now, that would be so in the favor of the people and from like officials' own mouths, right? Like not just from us who are nobody, but like,
Yeah.
okay, for instance, the Hamilton police, and Chris, you know that they're not the best cops in the world, okay? But they were on our side and said something on camera that I caught, and it's like, I want that
Oh!
blasted everywhere.
That's what I wanted to say. So
Yeah.
I went to the Million March in Hamilton. I got some footage. I got some pictures of the Million March in Hamilton. I went down City Hall, Hamilton. It was a smaller one. The bigger one was up in Lime Ridge, whatever school
Yeah.
board.
Yes, the one I knew
So the
about.
one downtown was pretty big. The opposition on the other side was pretty pathetic. And they're all fat white liberals. There was no diversity. They're all white. They're all white. The other side was all Somalis and Muslims and maybe a handful of white people.
Uh-huh.
Besides all those half fucking security and no cops.
Right?
No cops. Why?
Wow.
Because they're all Muslims and Somalis. There was not a fucking
Oh.
cop in fucking sight. But I got
Amazing.
footage on my camera for some weird reason on my camera. It's just on the roll from the march I went to just before I went down and did this march. It's just coincided for some weird reason. The Freedom March, where we're all holding Canada flags and we're all out there, and it was mostly white people, and there were some Muslims there. I got pictures of too, but they were like it was the opposite.
Yep.
So it was like 5% Muslims and the rest white, and there was
Right.
cops
Contrast.
all over the fucking place. Cops got all on our side,
Right.
right? Yes, man. It's so fucking obvious and blatant. Like,
Did you hear
Contrast,
that
yeah.
Victoria got shut down? So what
What?
happened? Victoria had one outside the legislature, and it got
Oh,
shut
I
down.
don't know. I
And-
didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah,
no, I
you
didn't
know
hear
why?
nothing, no.
Because hang on,
really afraid
Victoria
of,
is a very granola place, okay, which means they're very dry, they're very liberal, they're very actually kind of hoity-toity and think they're better than everybody, in my opinion, and that's because
Yeah,
I've been
high
out
end.
there a lot, right?
Upper crust.
Yeah, which I love it out there. Don't get me wrong, but lose the attitude and come back down to earth. So, anyways, there
Yeah.
was a lady giving a speech, and what I find is, she made a good point. She's like, you know, when we are outnumbered, like say, for example, when the anti-protesters are outnumbering just the regular people, they're just trying to have a conversation and establish some sort of something. Then that's when the police will use excessive force. And while she was on stage, someone tried to come up and tackle her, and they beat the shit out of this person. And it was on our side, and they shut it down because they said it's extreme violence, and you know we
Oh,
can't
yeah,
have that.
right. Figures, yeah.
Yeah.
Give them
What do
a
you mean?
reason, and
The
that's
cops do
good
their
enough,
job?
right?
Yeah,
but for the
cops
wrong
shut it down.
reason.
Yeah,
But for the wrong reason.
but this is why
Somebody
I talk
was-
about it so much, because my
Yeah.
audience is around the world, and they're the ones that can put the
Yeah.
truth out for us when we can't.
You know what? You know what, Kim? You know, you're talking about Rumble and stuff like that, right? Like I know going on Rumble myself with some of these live streams and shit. And Rumble's pretty crappy in a lot of ways. Like the chat really fucking goes crazy weird, and you chat and you enter and it doesn't show up, and then the chat freezes, and then there's a fucking, you know, wheel of death for the fucking stream itself and bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And I got Wi-Fi, so I'm like, why is this happening? Anyway, that's just a critique of Rumble, but try getting on Entropy if you can.
Oh God, another one. Like, do you guys
No,
realize I'm a boomer
no.
when it comes to technology, right?
No, but Kim,
Yeah, you get cell
the thing is with Entropy, they don't shut you down, right? And you can share that link out. The only thing with Entropy, I think it's just once it's live, and then that's it. You can't replay it or
Upload.
whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But
Also,
anyway,
if you don't catch it when it's live, you can't watch it.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that sucks balls.
Anyway,
Because I got everybody in different time zones.
yeah, but anyway, here's another suggestion for you, just for the sake of
BitChute.
when you do your lives,
Yeah.
once you're done your live and you save it and publish it, instead of
Yeah.
publishing it live, publish it private, and then
It
send
doesn't
the
even
people-
matter. It honestly doesn't even matter. And I'm telling you, I've done it because I thought I'd get wise to them. Here's how closely they monitor me, okay? Okay, when you do a live, there's a couple ways you can do it. Chris probably does it different because he's on a computer. I'm on a phone. So what I
Yeah,
do when I go to set up a live is if I'm going to share stuff, I will upload it into the background and then I will use it from there. So I don't have to share my page on my phone because it won't let you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This is how close they monitor me. I was uploading a video that
It was in Ottawa, and it was footage of them not being very friendly to an elderly man. Okay. As I uploaded it, it wasn't even uploaded. It was on private. Nothing. I didn't even get it uploaded, and they automatically sent me a message saying I cannot upload anything more today.
No way.
I didn't even hit, like, it didn't even fully upload.
Right.
Mm.
And they were already scanning it. Fuck. That's fucked.
That, like, they're on my ass. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is maybe get a
Twitter.
burner phone. Get a burner phone. Well, Twitter, yeah, maybe. But like I'm saying, if you want to reach all the platforms that your subscribers and friends and connections are all on, it's
How tight is Instagram on the freedom of speech situation?
I don't know, but you were talking about TikTok, and I would stay away from TikTok because that's Chinese spyware.
I have no desire for that. I'm too old to sit there and pop and do a music video.
I think Instagram's whatever everybody's on.
Facebook,
All
yeah.
the guys are on, girls are on.
But
Facebook,
Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Well, yeah, but Facebook and Instagram are actually not really recommended.
Yeah.
Well, not really recommended, only because if you dive into the connection with Facebook and
you know what Facebook started to do to me once they caught on to me? They started going through my damn timeline and started giving me strikes for like years ago.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. That's why I stopped using it for a long time. I had to change my my handle and all that shit like 3 times already.
The platform I get away with the most is definitely Twitter. I know a lot of people are like, "Meh," but that's the one. I've only had one 12-hour suspension in the last couple of years, which for me is amazing. Okay.
Right.
And I've heard that everyone says go to Rumble, but I uploaded it, but I don't know how to friggin' use it. I watched Jared's streams on it. I tried to go to the live chat to like be able to talk to people, and it's like, you gotta confirm your account. So I did, but it's going to my old email. I don't know how to fucking. I'm no ICT tax man. Like, give me a piece of paper and a pen over it. What's in snail mail? Like, fuck off with your bullshit. But there's a lot of other streaming platforms that people haven't even heard of that are not popular, but there's Kick I've heard of. There's instead of YouTube, it's called You Now. But again, I don't know how much they'll let you get away with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Rockfin. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's a different one. Yeah.
Twitter is the one where I can go and like literally profile.
Yeah.
As soon as you get that electronic voice. As soon as your voice goes electronic, meow.
But I'm used to that.
And then she pauses for a second, and she comes back.
Yeah, see, they're on.
The only other thing I can think of, Kim,
I think those like Battlestar Galactica, those robots, like
the cyborgs.
By your command, it has that electronic voice. That's what you sound like, and then you go quiet, and then you come back normal.
Yeah, Cylon.
By your command.
They're just showing everybody what. Now they're just doing it to everybody instead of just me now. And now people believe me when I say it. They've been doing this to me for years, so it's no new thing for me.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is get a burner phone with an anonymous account under a different name, and then try streaming that way.
Yeah, but then I'm talking to myself.
No, but I'm saying just get people the people that you trust that can help share out your stuff.
I've already had those plans in place for a long time because I knew this was coming, especially when those bills passed for our censorship. And Americans have free speech, right? So I've gotten that boost covered,
Yeah, well, and then there's whatever the voice of VoIP or whatever, right? But anyway.
Hey, they can't stop everybody at the same time. My expectation is they'll probably just black out our cell phones or media or whatever. Like they'll do something to try and stop it, but they can't stop.
Then there'll be chaos.
Canada still wants to do what England's doing. Like the Europeans are such fucking cucks. That's why this is why fucking Canada, and the United States exist in the fucking first place. Because our ancestors left those fucking cucks, those fucking pussies in Europe. We fucking left that fucking bullshit, those pansies. We're like, hey, fuck this shit. We're going over here. I don't care. I'll deal with the mosquitoes and black flies and the Indians. I'll build my fucking self a house. And that's it. Fuck off. I'll get along with them. I'll try to get along with them. And we will get along or we'll get scalped, whatever. and we fucking left that shit. And now everybody's like fucking. Now everybody wants to be like them. No, we left them.
I'll be
We left
honest.
them to build this, and we
I'll
built.
be honest with you, is I don't know about the history and why we are a Commonwealth country, but I will tell you this as a normal person who's trying to figure this shit out. And just my own opinion is it makes it difficult to do anything because we don't have the power here. And we shouldn't have other countries. We shouldn't be involved in other countries' shit. They
No.
shouldn't be involved in ours. Like, stay in your own fucking lane.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're constantly fucking right. It's the monarchy's fault. This is why I don't like the monarchy because how many men and women and people have been affected by all the wars that the king or queen at the time fucking sent us off to. Like fuck off, man. Like we left. The Irish,
Have you
the
heard of-
Scottish, the French, the
Have you-
Portuguese, the Italians.
heard
They
of-
all came over here to build a fucking life back like 200-300, even
Have you
400
guys heard
500
about
years ago,
Bill
right?
C-53? Heard about Bill C-53? Know what that is?
Oh fuck! I'm afraid you're gonna tell me though. I'm waiting for it. What is it?
Mhm.
It's not gonna be good.
Of course.
I know you're on pause, but when you come back, you're gonna tell me what Bill C-53 is, and I'm not gonna like it.
She's
Can you hear me now?
spreading
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Bill C-53?
What it is, it's the natives are going and are already there, all the chiefs and everything. This is a big deal, okay? Because if this bill goes through, the natives lose their land like they've been doing for years to them, but now they're going to do it to us. And they're telling us that the 15-minute cities is going to be like living on an Indian reservation.
Wow. There's that
So
UNDRIP
not
thing
only are they
going
taking
on,
our
right?
freedom of speech, they're going after everything, even our land. Remember the saying, you'll own nothing and be happy? It's true.
Yeah, these guys are delusional, man. They are.
Well,
No,
that's part
it's
of the
facts.
UNDRIP thing, Kim. The UNDRIP thing is
Yes, exactly what it is. You're right.
it's
correct.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the natives to
Yes.
get their land rights back entirely. Like, so essentially 99 or 98% or 99% of the country is going
Yes.
to get transferred back to the natives, and then the Central World Bank, International Monetary Fund, blah blah blah, whatever. World Central Bank is going to give these native people a bunch of money, put them in debt, and then they're going to bankrupt them, and then they're going to take claim of the whole country. As far
Well,
as the
no,
land
no,
aspect.
that's that. Well, okay, that could be one way of looking at it, but I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but I've been
I'm not
following
either,
it
but-
closely because I wanted to learn about it because obviously,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you know this, but it is common knowledge that the chiefs are either already there or are on their way to Ottawa, as well as the clan mothers, which by the way have more clout than the chiefs. There
Yeah.
have been a lot of
Oh,
corrupt
yes.
chiefs amongst the different clans, and that's why the natives were fighting amongst themselves. But now they've all come together for this cause because that's why they said they didn't support our freedom, because they're like, we've been living like this for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they're on our page, and they're the ones that actually they're saying that if they change this and take the treaties, then there's no hope for Canada. We're all going to be living on an Indian reservation.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
believe them
under-
because if they know anything, they know what it's like to be colonized. They know what it's like to not have running water and electricity and living in huts. And that's what the life they're trying to do to us. And they're
Hunger Games.
standing up.
Yep.
Yeah. And they said, all we got to do is claim our land and put our flag in the ground. And that's fucking it.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, they're doing it.
We got tons of fucking.
what's
There's tons of
wrong
woods
with
up
that?
north, man. Just
What's
go
wrong with
fucking-
that? Do you think that the toddler's going to be okay with that? No.
No, man. Like I could build an off-grid fucking place, man. Like,
Well,
if-
not
like,
everybody can.
Okay, but if you know someone who knows how to survive off-grid, get to know that person, right?
Yeah, that's what I've
If
been
you know
saying
someone who
for
knows,
years, but
no, but this is the whole point of finding your friends. We need to start finding our fucking tribe, man. That's what Jeremy was
yeah,
talking
that's
Raise your
part of
vibe
it.
to find your tribe, right?
about. Yes.
Well, it's like what Derek says: 10 friends within 10 miles radius.
Mm. Mhm.
No, man, I drive. I can go anywhere. I don't need 10 miles.
Yeah,
Right?
I
As
know,
long as
but
it's in Canada.
when you can't put gas in your car anymore because they shut all that shit down
Right,
in your stuff,
right.
right?
And you're on foot. When you're on foot, what are you gonna do? Right?
Hitchhike,
Yeah.
Okay.
ride my dog.
No,
Yeah.
no, because nobody can drive, Kim. This is what I'm trying to say here. Well,
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a number of years now already, but the whole point is that if you look back in the timeline of where we are, 2023,
I
you
understand.
go back. I know, but I've been saying it for a while. But it's
I know. A lot of people
go
have.
back, like what Chris is saying. You go back 150 years, 200 years, and how do people live back then, and how do they survive? Why have we lost that ability to fucking just manage ourselves and fucking get along and get by without all these comforts?
Because
of,
people
the
got
modern,
used lazy and everything was
Yeah,
technology. And
It's all
they just
part of the
got too
plan.
comfortable.
It's all
Yeah.
part of the plan, right?
You never grow when you're too comfortable. I'll tell you that, right? You should never be too comfortable in life because
No.
you'll get stuck.
I always see these old people, like even when like one of my first apartments, years ago, like 20 years ago, 2000, I got married. So it was back in 2000. There was this little old lady. She wasn't little. She's a good sized old lady. Across the way from me, across the alley, and I watched her fucking climb fucking ladders and paint her house. She had
Yep.
a full on garden with multiple things. She had squash, tomatoes, everything growing.
Yep.
She lived by herself.
Yep.
On her own. She was a widower. She was old as fuck, man. Like this was
Yeah.
like your typical little old lady, but she was not fucking decrepit at
Yep.
all. She was moving around. You could tell, she had, she was old.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was up and down fucking ladders and shit, man, cleaning her gutters and stuff. And she was in her
Good for her.
90s, man.
Good
She
for
did-
her.
Didn't fucking stop. That's a whole different generation, man. Like,
That's the key to staying like active and healthy in your mind. Like my dad, he's 80 this year, and he just had to do his driver's test, and he's very agile. He can do everything still,
right?
and
But
it's because he's
when
kept
she was-
himself active.
when she was a kid, most of her life, I'd say more than half of her life, she probably had to go outside in the cold to fucking take a dump, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And clean the outhouse, right? Like people shit up until the 50s or 60s. Most people,
What's happening?
no, up until the 50s or 60s, most people in rural areas
Fuck's sake.
had to shit out in the fucking in an
Keep it
outhouse.
going.
And then what? What happened?
No.
What?
Shit
What?
down. Anyway,
Why did
Yeah.
she do that? Then she just leaves it up to us. No, and then I got a
somebody showed
90-year-old.
up.
I got a 90-year-old guy at the street, old George. He's still fucking at her. And Peter over here, he's an old German dude. Well, actually, they're both German, but Peter, I look over here, and this guy's up on his fucking roof, man. He's like 91 years old. He's up on his fucking roof, fucking around, talking shit in.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
There
is
we
that?
Yeah, my buddy's grandmother and this other neighbor, they're Ukrainian babas, right? And they're like garden, the whole works,
Yeah,
mending
they know how to
stuff,
grow their own food. They grow their own food,
mending,
man.
mending their clothes, making their own curtains, and blah blah
Yep.
blah blah blah. Quilting, you name it. Yeah, and it's all traditional
Just-
shit, but
No, but
that
they act like there's still a
generation-
war on. But no, it's not like they're acting like there's still a war on. It's just
No.
what they did back then. Man.
That's the generation they grew up in.
that
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a generational upbringing that was humble beginnings and do what you have to do to get by without like his grandma never watched TV. She would maybe have the radio on once in a while, and the only thing she ever did was read the newspaper. That was her biggest deal.
Yeah.
was read the paper every day, right? See what's going on.
Well, why do you think our parents grew up? Were born during World War II, most of us, if you still have them. And why do you think their legacy is to leave something for their kids? It's because they grew up with nothing. They had to
Right.
quit school at 8 years old and go and work and support the family because a lot of them were single moms, right?
And what they grew up with was Depression era parents,
Yeah.
right?
No modern conveniences, no TV. They were driving tractors at 12, working, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally different mindset.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at here is that the whole thing here is that a lot of people have got complacent in their
You're
in their
right.
basic
Soft
basic
edges, round corners.
basic instincts of right on, like marshmallow meat bags, right? It's like fucking everybody got soft, and now we're facing the consequences of the grocery store is where the food comes from bullshit, right? Pizza pops grow on trees, right? Pizza pockets fucking
Gail Weston is the greediest motherfucker going, and now Trudeau's calling him to Parliament. There's been an 18% increase in food. How many people can afford that? You can't keep taxing people. What are you trying? He's provoking what's about to happen, in my opinion.
well, and that's the thing. See, he's And it's not just that. Like the message that he was sending there the other day, people misinterpreted what he was trying to say. It's not about the price of food. What he was saying is that these grocers are marking up their products because the cost to deliver it has gone up because of the cost of fuel has gone up. So they're trying to just balance it so that they're still making the same profits they were always making, but the cost of food has had to go up. So now he's threatening to tax them, which is a communist maneuver, which is to monopolize the fucking food supply.
Why don't we just call it like it is he's trying to take over because he sees an opportunity, just 40 million or $1 billion in profit. He wants to control it. He wants us to hate Gail Weston. And he wants to control it. And then he wants us to not eat anything. Crickets.
Well, it's like
listen. He just gave them fucking what was it, $2 million for new freezers a couple of years ago? No, the liberal government gave the Loblaws and Sobeys and all them, or whatever, Loblaws and Metro. They gave them all $2 million, whatever the fuck it was, a big grant for new freezers. New freezers. Yeah, I remember that. Out of our tax dollars.
That's fucking horse.
Why are we giving grocery stores money for new freezers?
Why is he giving money to other countries when we have our own starving?
Now he's giving them shit for fucking raising prices. It's like
it's intentional bankruptcy, right?
The
other part here is if you look at it, what he's trying to do. If you look at fucking what Chairman Mao was doing in the 50s, right, late 40s, right after the war. Starve out all those fucking people. How many millions of fucking Chinese people fucking starved to death because they monopolized everything and state-owned everything, right?
It's kind of hard to start, no, man. And this is why the WF bullshit won't work in Canada because it's such a big country. It's a massive country, man. It works to our advantage and it actually works against us as far as coming together.
It's about to work in our advantage in a short order.
It also works against them because you can't starve to death. Maybe that's why all the forest fires, because they want to get rid of our game and shit. But
no, you know what that is, and I'll tell you exactly what it is.
You can't go hungry in Canada.
The oil. It's for the oil and the resources because when the fires in Alberta were all in oil field country. They want that land. The natives won't give it up. They want to bankrupt Alberta, which is stupid. That's why Alberta is trying to separate. I lived there. I know this firsthand. Andrew used to work on the rigs. They want this no fossil fuel bullshit. Like their entire plan is so fucking retarded. It makes me want to scream because it's like I can't even talk to him because he's not even a logic. Like how does the fucking prime minister's net worth grow $93 million in 8 years?
That's pretty good, eh?
Fucking right. Get me in on that. And I won't complain. I'll start making fucking videos in favor of him. Woo woo! I'm waiting for what Sophie's fucking tell-all book.
Yeah, cut me a check.
Fucking right. And I'll stop bitching.
Money or something. Right? I don't know.
Fucking right.
I don't know.
Pay me. I don't know. Pay me 20 grand. No, 20 grand. Give me more than that. Give me $1 million and I'll shut the fuck up.
The other part of that,
I've been looking at a lot of things.
The other part of those fires, Kim, is to choke out all the fucking people in rural communities. And once the insurance has paid out their properties and everything, they have nowhere to go. So they move to the fucking cities or the
Grant,
towns.
that's the thing. That's the thing. The people that own those houses in the rural areas tried to put out their own fires. The fire, they were kicking them out. And you know what? They weren't covered under insurance. They wanted them to intentionally. Yeah, they were trying to rob them of their house.
Tim, they were shutting off fucking fire hydrants, and
that's what I'm saying. They're stealing from the fucking people.
So the guys were fucking hooking up the fire hydrants, turning them on, and there was no water because somehow
that's fine because they all have creeks. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Well,
and a lot of them have wells.
That happened right in my backyard here. They took the guy's water jugs out of his truck and dumped him out and sent him on his way. And if he came back, they were going to throw him in jail. And then they ended up towing his truck away and impounding his vehicle.
You guys know who Freedom George is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, his area was on fire. He left work to go home, and they tried to do the same thing. Say, "Oh, you can't go in there." He's like, "Fucking right, I can watch this." But there was already people there with farm equipment that were his was the only house in his area that didn't burn. And then that's how we found out that they are not covered under insurance. because they're trying to say it's an act of God. No, it is not.
Natural
That's why they're
causes,
pushing
yeah,
this
right.
climate change, so they can burn your house up and you get nothing.
Yeah, and then they want them all into these 15-minute city scenarios. Kim, was what you're saying. So
I
that's
know.
kind of part of the. It's the slow crumble, and everybody's going to get broke, bankrupt, whatever. The financial system's going to crash. Blah
See,
blah
we're
blah.
over the target. They're cutting my stream.
Nobody's going to have any way to survive, and then they're going to be relying on the social system to prop them up, and then it's going to be the social credit system and digital currencies and all that stuff, and then we're all going to be in a fucking in the fishnet, right? And then they'll just be shooting fish.
If you don't want to be.
We'll be
Remember
fucked. I
the
know we don't
days-
want to be.
Remember the days before weed was legal, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, you know, maybe there's a lot of people on drugs that they've intentionally did this to over the last 3 years. How are they going to buy those drugs now?
Well, this is part of it, right? Supply and demand, and then the government's going to be getting everybody.
Well, just go to
fucking-
Vancouver. You can get it for free.
Yeah, but that's part of it. Another part of it, right? Keep everybody sedated. It's like the television thing, the TV, fucking broadcasting, programming, whatever you want to call it.
The art of war.
Yeah, it's control the media
Oh,
without,
so this
you
is
know,
what
Yeah,
it's all part of it.
this is what I want to talk to you
it's
about.
very
Like this,
strategic, in my opinion. It's very well planned. It's very
That's too late.
sinister.
No, it's not too late. You have Lisa, Lisa and Liam? Shell? Hey, Shell.
What?
Lisa and Liam, is she friends with you on Facebook?
I don't know. You're telling me not to say names, but no, I don't know.
No, Lisa and Liam.
I don't think so.
Fuck off.
Not friends on Facebook?
I don't think so.
Shit.
Can you
'cause
hear me
if-
now?
No, because if Lisa was on here, man, she worked with the city of Hamilton.
Because you already said this,
And
you
she was telling me about people sticking needles up in the fucking toilet paper rolls and all the needles that they're finding in the parks and shit. This is where all the kids go, man. These parks are for fucking kids and families. And there's needles all over the goddamn place. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Enough of this shit.
That's what they
No,
want, right?
enough.
They
No
want
passing out.
chaos.
No more free fucking needles. No more fucking methadone. No more none of this shit, man. Like fuck off. Enough of this shit.
Yeah.
I
Berryman
fucking
was
hate
talking-
needles. No, I hate you. You have no idea how much I hate needles.
Yeah,
man.
I know. I
fucking
heard you talking about it the
needles.
other day. I heard you talking about it the other day.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Berryman- Yeah, we can hear you, Kim.
Okay,
Berryman
go
was
ahead.
talking about that the other day, Chris, about that whole program, like rehab and fucking,
Enough of that shit, man.
yeah.
About
But it's
what?
all part of
Sorry.
the plan. It's all part of the plan. It's the decline of the fucking people's. They want everybody dependent on the social system, right?
Yep.
It's all part
Keep
of
the
it.
zombies.
What was Ferry talking about? I missed that.
His last stream that he did, Ferryman's Toll, he was talking about rather than giving these people free gibs for fucking their drug habits and stuff like that, just rehab them instead. And the only drug that's really
rehab,
harmful
man.
is
Take a little time out. Go to jail if you have to. Fuck.
the only drugs that are harmful where you can't go cold turkey on it is
Opioids
what's
or
it called?
heroin. I think heroin
Yeah,
is one.
well, heroin is not as bad. There's still ways, you can get the sweats
Make-
out and stuff, but
Maybe fentanyl. I don't know how bad that is to get off.
yeah, it's benzos and another one. There's another. He said he listed off 2 drugs anyway that are you quit cold turkey, like alcohol, right? You stop drinking booze and you can
Yeah.
fucking have a heart attack, right? So
Well, look what happened to Jordan Peterson when he stopped taking them, and he was a
Yeah.
doctor. And in my opinion,
Yeah.
he's an emotional wreck. Like, I mean, he's very intelligent. Don't get me wrong, but
well,
he's an
you can see
emotional
the
wreck.
damage. You can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
damage that's been done to him, where the way he talks now to the way he was when he was a professor doing
was-
his seminars, doing his
Like, he can't control his emotions.
No, he's
Yeah,
all crybaby all the time.
yeah,
he's like
but
a
that's
woman.
that's the damage. That's the damage. Like you watch him doing his lectures in university and shit, and the way he's presenting things, he's totally fucking clarity, right? He's on track. He's on target. He still has the mannerisms to some degree, but he's a wreck now compared to what he
He
was.
doesn't even look healthy. Like, he looks sick, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I know he's lost a lot of
Yeah.
weight.
I don't know.
But,
It might
Right.
come with age too, because now that we're getting older and shit, and like when I
Yeah.
was younger, I wouldn't cry in front of anybody, man. But now that I'm older, man, I see videos of like if I watch Jeff
Hey,
Eveley's.
there's nothing wrong with people crying, men or women.
but-
It's
okay.
natural.
Okay, so for example, Jeff Eveley's V for F intro.
Yep. Yep.
I watched that, and there's a couple videos from a guy that I can't remember his name. He does a video that has the people on the overpass and all the protests. And shit.
Yeah.
And when I'm watching that, man, I can't help but fucking well up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I get worked up when I see James Top fucking kneeling at the
Yes,
tomb
exactly.
of the Unknown Soldier,
Yeah,
man.
fucking
It's just like
Me
fucking
too. I
every
bawled
time.
like a baby. And
man,
you know
I
what?
every
Even
time.
Jer makes me cry sometimes. I'll be honest. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
Jeremy's
Well-
first video. That's the reason why I watched the guy. His video outside Omar Cotter. That's what.
well,
that's
yes,
that's what started it all. When Jeremy was out there.
yes, yes. But what
fucking
made
brought
me
tears to my
start?
eyes.
What made me really start digging into Jer was when they were making him to be a monster, and then I'm like, I gotta find out what's going on because like I like to know the truth of things, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
did. I'm better at investigations than cops are. No shit. And I was like, this guy is just telling the truth, and he is willing to sacrifice his own freedom, his own everything, to just try and help people.
Yeah.
And if people are painting him out to be the villain, that means he's over the target. He's a good guy. They try and discredit you. It's a playbook out of the art of war. It really
Yeah.
is. And the more you study that, you'll understand. They manipulate the media, tyrants do, which has been done. They go after the weak, so they're going after your kids. They strategically.
To me, it's like Jeremy. I know you froze again, but to me, it's like Jeremy never left duty, man. He's still on duty, right? He's still
Hashtag Hategate.
He's still
Yeah.
fighting for this country. No, he's still fighting for his country, and he's doing a better
Yeah.
job
People.
now.
Yeah.
Jeremy's doing a better job now outside of the forces than he was when he was in the forces.
Yeah.
Do you want to know
Yeah.
my own personal observation? Is that I didn't much grow.
You're doing the electronic fucking robot voice and shit again, man.
Oh,
Breaking
fuck
up again,
off.
Kim.
I'll be right back. BRB.
Yeah.
Use this. Fuck, Ricky.
Smokes, let's go.
I might have to
Or
bounce
Trevor.
again anyways because Michelle's getting pissed off because I'm on this too long. I'm just what? I don't know. You're kind of
I'm quiet again.
you're quiet. Exactly. That's what's freaking me out because you're all quiet.
We love you. We love you, Michelle.
That's why. Oh, you have bacon?
Now look what happened to the bacon.
Did you burn the bacon?
Oh, now there's two Kims.
Why do I see two of me?
Double
nice.
Kim.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Why is there two
Yes.
of me?
I don't know. There's
Yep.
two of you now.
That's trippy as fuck. There's only one. There can only be one Kim, okay? Hang on.
It's almost like Highlander. You have to fucking cut the head off.
Yeah.
Ellie.
If this isn't a mind fuck, what is? Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's crazy.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. But as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by these fucks,
Yeah.
is I've seen so much personal growth.
Oh, of course. Kim gets shut off.
Again, fuck.
Yeah.
What
It's
the
got to
fuck?
be your microphone. It's your mic.
It's my TV. I mean, my camera. Sorry.
Oh.
They hate me.
Well, you're not showing up on camera here.
Give it the fucking Fonzarelli. Like, fucking,
What's that
Hey yo.
hey,
Bump the jukebox
hey.
and it works again. Bump
Yeah.
the jukebox and it works again.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Fonzarelli.
I don't-
Too young.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
care.
man.
They just keep playing games. As long as they can hear you guys, I don't care.
Well, still, but you know, we wanted to hear what you were going to say there, and you keep every time you're going to
I
say
forgot.
something.
I said about Jeremy about how much good he's doing for human at no expense and how
Of course. Jeremy's a banned name in the fucking internet sphere.
Apparently. She gets all fucking Cylon on us there. Fucking.
As soon as you mention Jeremy or Dagalon, you're getting fucking shut down.
Yeah. Sounds like a fucking lightsaber fucking fight.
Yoda,
Yeah.
do
I
not
don't
try.
get it.
Do.
What can I do? How do I fix this?
I don't know. I'm not a
I
tech
don't know,
guy.
Kim.
Me neither.
Close
I'm
off
so
all-
far from it. I'm using a cell phone.
Clo-
Let me try and come
close
back.
off-
BRB, carry the show.
No, you're fine where
Close
you are.
off
Don't,
any-
don't stay where you're
close
at.
off-
We'll come to you.
Grant's
Close off
spinning.
anything. Close off
Yeah,
anything
we're all
you're
good.
using.
Oh, good. I can hear you.
No, I don't see Grant.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
here.
'cause Grant's in the fucking dark. That's why.
I'm in the dark.
No,
yeah, that's
he's
why.
spinning. Like he's got a wheel spinning. Like he,
Oh, does he?
oh,
Oh, I see what you're
no,
saying. So
yeah,
he's buffering.
it's her.
for
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's Kim's getting shut down there. Her
Well, I
connection-
see all he is in here. He is just, I don't know. Her
connection getting
phone's,
tweaked. Yeah,
no, her
no, I'm
phone's
here.
fucking up. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's getting clocked or something like that, or else what do you call it? Throttled, or else
Okay.
her Wi-Fi's signals getting jammed up, or too many apps on her phone being used in the background. I don't know.
Well, if she has other pages open, that'll fucking do it.
Yeah, too much stuff.
Close any
going
other
on.
pages that are open. You gotta close them up.
Low memory, whatever, a bunch of different reasons. So anyway, man, yeah, fucking, you know, just the whole crew, all the guys doing their thing. Like Wycliffe did a bunch of good stuff this week. Edgy did good stuff. Ferryman's always on point. So,
no, fuck. Can you hear me?
and Plaid Army
Gotcha.
is going good. You know, I love what they're
Can you hear me?
doing. He's a real inspiration. Yeah, we can hear you, Kim. Go ahead.
I heard you briefly say maybe I have too much on my phone. My phone is full. Do you think that has something to do with it?
Yeah, it
Probably.
could be if you have your memory is taking up a lot of stuff, and yeah, maybe get a SIM card and dump a bunch of your
Thing's
stuff. onto the
fucking
SIM
hot
card.
right now. It's burning hot right now too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
no
can't even hold it in
doubt.
my hand.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
well,
no doubt.
Well, we'll call it. I'll
Shut her
call it a
down.
night, dude. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Well, why
talking
don't
to you.
we hop? Yeah, let's hop on your channel. I'm not even done yet.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, well-
Well, whatever. It's up to you, Chris.
Get
let your
out.
phone-
Get out.
let
We,
your
we
phone-
need the crew.
Fine, I'll go on House of Bad Influence and I'll start one, and you can let your phone cool down, and
Okay.
I'll put a link.
All right.
In
Get Al. We need the crew.
Oh,
Yeah,
Al's
hop
gonna
on.
be in here.
Love you, Kim. Thanks a lot, eh?
Okay, love you guys. We'll see you in a minute. Host About Influence.
Okay.
Peace out.
Okay, right on.
Get out.
Okay, Chris.
Bye.
Love you, Michelle. Bye.
Love you,
Hey.
Michelle. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.